Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry about the late start. Jordan and I have been cleaning up my office, and apparently I'm hoarding like 40-something rolls of filament in here. Don't want to talk about it. Also, you can see my Mercury one is back into its enclosure here. It's actually running a customer print job as well as my Chiron over there. And got the CR10S Pro going and the Ender 3S one. We've been doing a lot of print jobs this week. Also been doing a lot of firmware stuff this week, which I actually have a board here with it. Yeah, I saw 3D. Yeah, I saw E3D's piezo probe. That's been done like 10 years ago. They're not great. There's a reason they're not popular. Ask reality about piezo probes and precision piezo. Oh, and here's an Emerson. Yeah, sorry, this week has been crazy. So. Let me send out the link. Here is this. He's had something with his sister today. He told me the other day, and I didn't put two and two together, that that it was him. So that it was going to be it was going to be on a day when we're streaming. So is what I was trying to say. So. But yeah, I'm just checking which firmware version I have on this board here. So, because a lot of the testing I do, I just throw it on a board here and test it. Oh yeah, there we go. It's our T3 version, which is the latest. You guys notice there's I'm just powering over I'm powering over USB, so there will be a TMC connection error. But we got a new boot screen here, new Unified 2 boot screen. And we've got new nozzle icons, new bed icons. So like if I have dummy thermistors on this just so I can test things. We did update our preheats here. So we got preheats for PLA, PETG, ABS, and ASA. So you can do that. Oh my God, I hit the reset button on here. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, there we go. So we've got new icons and there's progress bars. So if you notice the hot end icon itself, there's like a progress bar, and then by the bed, there's one that shows up and it shows little icons. So we got new icons on there. It's gonna throw thermal runaway because I have dummy thermistors on here. They're resistors at a specific value to read a certain temp. So, give me 1 second here. Oh, Jordan's just let me know he grabbed because he was grabbing some filament. So. Yeah, did a lot of new updates to this. This 2124 update is actually really nice. We've been doing a lot of new things. For people that have like issues with the encoder being pressed, we do have a hardware fix. It's a hardware problem, but there is a feature in Marlin that is supposed to help mitigate that. So that's enabled now in the new builds. but we've also got a new fan icon and animation. Oh, and for setting your Z offset and compensating for a twisted x-axis, oops, wrong one. It's under configuration, and then we have the easy offset wizard. So when you press this, if this was a printer, it's not, it's just a board. Makes testing a lot quicker having a board on my desk. I have it running on multiple machines that are actually running jobs right now. So, but it will go through and it'll home your XYZ. It'll then take 3 readings across on the X. So you get your paper out, you bring the Z down and get it at a point where it grabs the paper. It computes the Z offset from those 3 points and also computes if the X is twisted. So if your X is twisted, it'll compensate for it. If not, it won't do anything, but it does 2 things. It compensates for X twist, and it also sets your Z offset to a very, very accurate offset. So like the first time I did it, I ran a print. The first layer was bang on. It was awesome. So, and we're leveraging Marlin's X twist. The only thing, and I'm going to look in to see why it does this. The only like bug with the new setting is that if you want to reset it up, you have to reset the EEPROM and reboot the machine. But it's one of those things where you just do it once and that's it. So, but it's been working great. I've tested on multiple printers. It works on my Core XY. It works on my Ender 3S1, the SV06, the 06 Plus. Tor's got it on his Mercury 1 build. So we've got at least about 40 prints done with the new firmware across a bunch of different printers. Like I'm running production jobs with the test firmware right now. So yeah, I got to look at the code and see why. And like, it might be fixed in Marlin bug fix. We're using 2.1.2.4 official release. And I don't really like running bug fix branches for our release because typically that's the bleeding edge of stuff. Now I will pull in fixes, like individual pull requests from the bug fix branch and integrate into ours, but I won't pull that entire code base in for our base firmware. So, and 2.1.2.4 for a couple of boards, I noticed the configs were completely broken, but I was able to fix them. So our firmware branch will be nice and stable. One of the ones that was broken was the SKR Mini E3 Mini V301. That config is completely broken in 2.1.2.4 right now.
That board is broken. Who cares?
Yeah. Why is your stuff echoing?
Is it echoing?
Yeah, it's. Oh, hang on. Let me see if it's me. Hang on. Go ahead and talk.
Oh yay. Yeah. Talk on the spot. Yeah. Great.
Okay. I mean, it sounds. I have a program I use called FX Sound. I think it might have been one of the settings. Oh, it sounds fine. I'm sure Chad will bitch about the audio like they always do. You probably pull your camera down a little bit too. It's like.
Oh yeah, I didn't turn the tracker on. You don't want to stare at my ceiling?
No, I don't really care about your ceiling. Wow, there we go. You have to send me a link to that camera. I mean, I like these Sonys. These Sonys give a nice crisp image, but that tracking is kind of nice. And if we're just on YouTube, so. But anyways, so I've got a lot of updates coming. My plan is if we have not had any issues with using these machines, so we've got Core XYs running it, we've got our Cartesian machines running it, we're running long prints on it. So if there's no issues, if we don't have any bugs, we're probably going to push this out on Monday or Tuesday. So I've been working on this for about a week and a half now. Many late nights, literally staying up till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, just working on getting our code updated and implementing all these new features. We did discontinue a bunch of support for different printers with the new release, but I don't think anybody is going to care because when I looked at if anybody actually bought those firmware releases, we hadn't had a sale on them in over 6 months. So what I did was I locked those on the previous version, and then those are free now. So when we retire and discontinue a specific printer board setup, we will then just post it on the site for free. It will not get any further updates. Doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just an old version. Sorry, I dropped one of my parts. Oh yeah, I actually use this on my Mercury 1. So we have our little belt tension guy here, all done. And this is so much nicer than using the freaking app So the last thing we got to do is take some sample readings from tuned belts and figure out what the value is. So basically you just put this onto the belt. The belt goes through here. So like behind the pins here, and this presses on it and it pushes on it. And then as you're tensioning the belt, you can look at the number and just stop once you get to the number that it should be at.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, so this is actually designed this part. This is actually using a digital tire tread wear gauge. That's what we're using.
I thought it was a caliper. Okay.
So it basically is a caliper. It's just a little tiny caliper. So, but we have, this is the insert here, the little shoe. We call this a shoe. We have a shoe for the 6mm belts, and we have a shoe for the 10mm belts. So this shoe just pops off. So, and these are ABS. How do you know what number to stop at? When we launch this, we are going to have a list of certain printers and recommended numbers. So basically, you turn this on. You can just push on it to turn it on, or use that. You zero it out, and then you put your belt in here. And then as you tension the belt, it will push this further and further in. And if it's too loose, it'll push it out. If it's too tight, it'll put it flat. So like on my Mercury, I put this on here, and right around -16 is where the proper belt tension was. So I literally just took the tensioners and I kept tensioning it, and it would push this out. I'm like, cool, I'm good. And that's it. It makes it so much easier than sitting there with your app on your phone, plucking it and it trying to pick up the frequencies. It sucks doing it. So yeah, we've got like 50 of these. We got the design finalized. There's a lot of shitty designs. So we actually were going to just buy an off the shelf one, and we ended up completely redesigning everything from scratch, because the ones like the profile of these on some of the other printed ones, they were like over twice as thick as this. So you can't get it up into the belts, like, cause it was too thick. So yeah, but we use our arbor press here. We got a little manual arbor press. We press these metal pins in here. This is all ABS parts. The color will vary. We're just printing like stuff like this. We print in whatever filament we have, like, so we'll have like random different colors from leftover projects. We print those in there, but it's all ABS. They come with a battery. They come with replacement. It's like an elastic band down here. You can see we got retainers in here. So Tor actually designed all these parts here. So you can actually just pull this band out and replace it if it wears out, and there's spares in the box. So hopefully we'll have this next week. I just want to have some good baselines so people can just tune it. So basically I got to go around. I'm going to take measurements on a bunch of our Core XY machines and seeing what the range is on the K1, on our Ender 5 Mercury builds, what's going to be a good belt tension. So these are really great for Core XY systems. It's such a stupid simple thing. These are going to be like $12. They're going to be cheap. So it's not like, I think Big Tree Tech has one that's like all CNC and metal, and it's like $25 or $30. And it's like, this is all you need. It works great.
Kind of funny that you're announcing that, because I was just looking at a belt tensioner today, and that BQ one popped up.
Yeah. What are they? Because I think they were like $25 or $30, weren't they?
I thought it popped up as like 17, but I didn't even bother clicking on it because it said BQ and I didn't want anything to do with it.
So typically what you want to do, and everybody's got their opinion on it, but from what I've found, as long as you take the measurements at the same point on either side. So like on my Mercury one, I went like off the third screw in the linear rails on the left and right, because they're at the exact same point on either side. So I took the measurement on each side. So yeah, and she's running great. So yeah, these are printing both really, these parts behind me are going to be like almost 400 millimeters tall. So, and those are parts of a bigger part. So yeah, they're 17. That's not bad. So, but yeah, these will be like $12. So, but yeah, I haven't messed with theirs. I do know that these were a popular thing, and we always go through the market and see like what kind of stuff. And now that we're getting more DIY stuff, is like, well, something that's cheap that you can throw on your belts is worth it. I got to actually look through the show notes. Tor did do the show notes. So yeah, so I'm just going to go through. So the firmware, we have been getting more and more assholes. I'm just going to call them what they are. They're assholes opening chargebacks because they don't want to pay us for support and they can't follow directions. So we have had to raise the price of the firmware because people opening chargebacks, along with credit card processors taking more fees from us. So the firmware is now $7 for 3 months and $20 for a year. because we got to offset those higher processing fees and we got to offset the $15 a piece. So this is how fucked up the credit card system is. So when somebody buys the firmware for $5 and they don't read the directions, they don't want to pay us for our time to hold their hand and help them, they open a chargeback, and whether we win it or not, we lose $15 in a $5 purchase. So, yeah.
Well, not to mention you have the credit card processing fees, which people don't understand. You have a flat fee of say 5 cents, 15 cents, and then on top of that you have, depending on what your fees are negotiated at, anywhere, and it also depends on the card.
Ours are like anywhere from 3 to 5% depending on the card. Yep. Amex, we get more fees
Amex
taken
is the
out.
Worst. Yep, Amex is the highest. And the other thing people don't realize too is if your card offers cash back, hey, guess what? MasterCard and Chase isn't paying that cash back. The retailer is. So
right.
We had to start doing it at my dad's shop a couple months ago, where it's a flat. If you swipe your card, it automatically adds 3% because the fees are just getting out of hand. You can't make money on small purchases anymore.
No. And the other thing too is, and I don't care if this pisses somebody off, I've noticed the people that, like, even just raising it $2, we should get less morons, because I've noticed the people that spend the least amount of money are the biggest pains in the ass to deal with when we have people that are pains in the ass.
Yeah.
I never get issues. I never get issues. Like we don't ever get people that spend, that like have a $400 or $500 order from us, or even $100 order. It's always people that spend under $20 that are the fucking problem, because they want you to spend hours with them on this. I'm like, listen, I can't be profitable. Like, we're a business, not a fucking charity. Like, it is what it is. Like, we run a business. Like, I love doing this, but at the end of the day, this is literally how I feed my family. So, and my time is valuable, because my whole thing is, if I'm taking time for somebody to spend $5, if I spend more than like 15, 20 minutes with them, I'm now losing money, because that time is now getting taken away from working on company stuff, working with other customers that actually paid us for our time, or hell, just me having some personal time, which I don't have fuck all to begin with. So it's like, if my time's going to be taken up, I need to be compensated for it. So, profit. How dare you? Everybody's a communist, it seems. Now, everybody's just being a cheapest, and I get it. The economy is fucking dog shit right now, and if you don't think so, you're a moron. I'm just going to say it. I'm not even going to apologize. The economy shit. This month has been the worst month on record for us ever in the history of the company. Last year was the worst year for our company ever in the history of the company. I made more money when I had 13 people on payroll making $20+ an hour than I did having 2 people on payroll making less than $20 an hour. This economy sucks ass right now. And I get it.
The power sports industry.
You guys are probably getting killed.
I'm sure it's the same throughout the country, but at least here in Michigan, it's horrendous. I won't say how low, but we're down. It hurts. It hurts to see the numbers, and it's one of those things where it's like it's a double-edged sword, because you're used to playing that high from COVID and post-COVID, and now I think that money's starting to dry up and people are starting to settle down.
So I mean,
plus we have the addition of an election year, so election years are always a little slower.
Yep.
But because this election is such a fucking clown show, I think people are more afraid.
That's nice.
Yeah, very nice.
No one knows. I mean, if I'm not gonna. I try not to get political, but if we don't get a change in administration, we're probably gonna us and a bunch of other small businesses are probably not going to be in existence if we don't get an administration change. That's
what's where people should really be paying, what they should really be paying attention to, and is their local their local elections. I live in a very small town. There's like maybe 2,000 people, and I think I'm being very liberal with that number. The Hayes Township is the biggest township in this area under our zip code. And dude, listening to the drama and the shit that's going on, and I actually, one of the trustees came in today, and I'm like, I feel like I'm talking to someone about a national election. There's recounts going on right now. There's people in, dude,
Michigan has been a shit show politically for the last 5, 6, 7 years.
Well, basically what happened in our township is young people came in. The township supervisor is he just won, and now he's running unopposed. So in November he has the spot. He's 24 years old. Him
Okay.
and
I mean,
basically people in their late
I
20s.
like seeing younger people getting into politics as long as
They
they're not
wiped them
idiots.
all out. All these old people who wanted to turn this town or trying to turn this town into like a retirement community, the young kids who grew up here are finally like, fuck this. Came in
Good.
and wiped them all out.
Good.
And
I
I
mean,
couldn't be
every
happier.
I feel bad for people my age and younger trying to get a home these days. Like like I literally like broke down crying last night because of how like I'm sitting here going like we're gonna be fucked if things keep getting worse. Like it's literally gonna like I I like watching everything I've worked for. Like I've seen so many like it's terrifying because like Tiny Machines is like going out of business. I don't know if they're actually out of business yet, but like I heard somebody told me that they were going out of business. Gulf Coast Robotics closed. Like there's so many like Tiny Machines actually looks like they're still operating, but they don't have much on their site. I haven't heard from Chris in forever. Like, but while I was pulling this comment up here, so make people sign away by the firmware. So we have this is the firmware page. You have to select. So if I click here, I try to add to cart. See, please choose an option, and you're not going to see the drop down because how this works. So you can select yes, add on tech support, or no, I do not want tech support. So this shows up on the customer's invoice. So and we can submit this to the credit card company showing that they did not select tech support. We literally spell it here. The firmware does not come with technical support. Okay. I'm not hiring a bunch of Indians like Amazon is to answer tech support requests. I hire only people in the USA. That's it. I do not outsource my shit. So I cannot make money doing tech support for $7. So this $7 goes towards our time on the firmware, the website, and all the hosting that's associated. Like our website costs us almost $200 a month to host. Like, and then we have the credit card processing fees and all the time. So like the whole thing is like, we don't have to do the firmware. And we're at a crossroads at one point where is either we don't do the firmware at all. And basically if you're buying a product that needs firmware, you'd be following a guide on how to use regular Marlin. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I probably should have grabbed a beer. I'm trying not to get all doom and gloom, but the problem is we have assholes that literally will use chargebacks to hurt us because they don't want to pay for our time. And I'm never going to apologize for charging for our time because I don't work for free. I know every single one of you doesn't work for free. And this just covers our costs that go associated with running the site, distributing the firmware, and updating things. Like
I've had to say the same thing to customers, and they're like, "Well, you're rude." It's like, but do you work for free? Like, why are you expecting things of me that you would never do yourself? What, because you're the
correct.
customer, and now because it affects you, it's different. But if it
Yeah,
was the
well,
other way
they think they
around, and
give
I
you
accept,
money.
yeah,
They
it's
think if they
like
give you
no.
money, they can do it. They can treat you however you want. I'll tell you right now, if you come to TH3D and you think you can treat us like shit because you bought something, I'm literally going to tell you to go fuck yourself because I don't care if you like gave us money. You're not entitled to every single little thing. We're not going to fix every little thing on your printer because you bought a bed leveling kit from us. Like we have so many people that try to abuse it. And then they get pissed off when I tell them, like, no, like, I'm not fixing your entire printer just because you bought a bed leveling sensor. I will help you with the bed leveling sensor. It's your responsibility to fix everything else on your printer, or you can pay us. Like, we literally, this is a very fair price. For $50, you can sit on the call with Torai, and we will go over whatever you want on your printer. We'll help you set up your slicer. We'll help you fix your printer. We'll help you set firmware up. We'll even do Klipper. Whatever you want, you buy an hour of our time for $50 an hour, and we will go over whatever you want. And there's actually a lot of people that pay us to do it, and they're very happy with our service. Like I literally spent 4 hours on a call with a guy who had this weird big printer that he got all the hardware done and he wanted us, and I literally wrote him custom firmware and we went through, and I was, the benefit is too, I can explain stuff to you so I can educate you on what I'm doing. I literally connect into your computer remotely and you can see everything that I'm doing so you can also learn. So, but there's just people that feel entitled to our time, and I'm not somebody that's gonna, just because you're gonna threaten a chargeback, I'll take that $15 loss until you go pound sand, and then ban you from the site because you're taking money out of our pocket because you're being an entitled little prick. Thank you,
Well,
Josh.
and that's
You didn't
just
have
it.
to do
Is
that, Josh.
they just
Although I know Josh just got
you're,
a job, so don't feel bad. I appreciate it.
and
So,
one of the things I like too is like one of my dad's employees. He's like, you're real weird on how you pick and choose certain times. I'm like, no, it's either I know the customer they're a longtime customer, or I've been in service basically since I was 12 years
But,
old. So this is
but
the
usually
industry
the
I know.
long,
So I can read people, and it's like if the person's being cool and they need a little bit of extra help, I don't mind helping them. And for me, it's different because I deal mostly in person, whereas you're all
right.
online. But it's like
Your guys are also
if
dealing with
someone's
higher
being a
dollar
cox.
items too.
Oh, dude, you'll be surprised if someone comes in to buy a fucking $3 fuel connector, and then all of a sudden I need to
Okay, fair
provide them
enough.
tech support on how to fix their fucking 70-year-old boat motor. Like, bro, well, just go grab one of your mechanics. They can answer my. I'm like, I'm not pulling my mechanic
No,
off a
go on
paying
YouTube. It's
job.
either figure out how to
Yeah,
fix it yourself. Go on YouTube. I use YouTube a lot. I use YouTube a shit ton to fix stuff. I also read. Like I've figured out tons of stuff myself. I work on my own cars. I run my own motorcycles. I rebuild my own small engines. Like
I
I've
rebuilt my Duramax watching a fucking YouTube video.
so what I was getting back on topic here. So talking about the firmware, we have all this spelled out, and we still get people that will fuck us over. So we have this right here where you can't even add this. So if I put it back to default, you cannot even purchase this until you decide whether you want support or not. And the majority of people don't need support. We have really good documentation. We have really good videos, like, and the firmware itself is documentation. But I get it. Some people just need an extra hand, and that's fine. But you have to pay us for our time. So we have this right here. Add on tech support. First sentence: the firmware does not come with tech support. That's it. That also includes us compiling shit. And then if we go down here, it's like we have this is like the sales spiel, like all the stuff that it has, for each one. And then here's the information. Okay, guys, don't need. I'm not trying to be a sob story. I'm just like kind of venting here, and I'm sorry. I'm not like seriously. Stop with the super chats. Oh my fucking god.
Fucking deal with it.
I'm just venting right now. I should have done that. Like,
Oh, god
oh my
damn it,
god.
Tor.
Oh hey, Tor's in here. Okay, sorry. So yeah, so we have like your general terms. So like, how long will you get updates for? We tell you exactly what 3 months means, what a year means. How long will it take to get the firmware? Is tech support included? Again, here, no, it is not included unless you purchase it. So, and yes, you can purchase it separately if you find you need it. So and this is for anything, and we will determine. So sometimes we'll get requests from people that we can do easily over email. Okay. But there's some requests that people have like a really fucked up machine, and it's going to need a video call. So we won't even tell them that they have the option for email, because there's no way in hell we can possibly troubleshoot it over email. Like there's just certain issues we cannot be effective over email. Like my background is I did tech support for like almost 10 years in the IT field. So like I have a very good grasp on doing technical support, and so does everybody on my team. Even Jordan has a background doing tech support, but I haven't subjected him to tickets yet. Thank you, Truggy. I don't know why these are like, why these are not being a little prick fun. Thank you. So anyway, keeping this right. So people are asking, well, why don't we have it spelled out? So like we do have here, like right here. It's also in our terms of service. What is the RIP policy on digital downloads? We do not offer refunds on digital downloads. Like we'll also have people that will buy products, because like some of our products, like just for example, like just an easy one, like our ABL kits. Like if I go to our ABL kit here, and the site loads a little slower on my end because I'm logged in as an admin. So like our ABL kits, if you buy them, like this is just the ABL kit. You can also for free add one of the firmwares on here if you want to. But the ABL, so you'll get the digital download once it ships. We've had people try to pull this shit where they will buy an order just for the firmware, return it, and then bitch that we have restocking fees. And then when they return all the physical goods that came with the firmware, we kill the download because your order just got refunded, so you're no longer entitled down. Then they bitch that we take the download away. So this is the kind of shit I have to deal with. This is why sometimes I'm kind of short, is because I deal with people that are just idiots. And it's just so frustrating. And I get it. It's a retail space, but like it still doesn't make doesn't make it suck any less when you have like people that are just being dicks. Like I know like this is part of the territory, but the thing is like it's gotten so much worse over the last like 4 or 5 years. Like it got really bad during COVID and it's just been shitty since then. Like
And the credit card companies at this point are no help. I mean,
yeah, the credit card companies
can
enable
submit
fraud.
yeah,
They
you
enable
can
fraud.
submit some legitimate like I mean, the evidence could not be any clearer. And the credit card companies are like, we're still rewarding in their favor.
So like I'm waiting for this one guy to like open a chargeback. So this guy bought one of our, or he bought 3 of our bamboo doors, and is bitching that it's not, that the acrylic door is not as rigid as glass, which we literally have on the site because people are so dumb. I literally have on the site that these are not as rigid as glass. They're acrylic. Okay. But they're durable. You can see through them and they don't shatter into a billion pieces. So he's like, well, I'm going to return it. So I get it. And 2 of the 3 were like new condition, so we give him a full refund on those, less the restocking fee. And the other one had 2 giant fucking scratches through the front and adhesive all down the side because he was like sticking other shit to it because he wasn't following the directions. And then is now bitching and is like, I'm going to go leave you negative reviews everywhere and open a chargeback because he couldn't follow the fucking step-by-step video on installing the door and then returned it completely fucked up. Like, if he'd returned it and just the protective film been removed and the door was, like, new otherwise, he would have got a refund, just less the restocking fee. But I told him, I was like, I can't even use this myself. Like, the door is fucked. Like, you sent me back a door that you fucked up. I did not send you this door that is fucked up.
But how hard is it to put those doors on?
It's 6 screws and 2 little sticky pads. Like, so in the video.
Like, what the fuck?
So on the bamboo printers, they have magnets. Hang on. I forgot something.
You freaking freaks! When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
I should have done that.
You make me remember how much I fucking hate people. Like, it's so hard being in retail and service.
So if you guys haven't, so the bamboo printers have magnets embedded in the frame that hold the door shut. So we have these, they're not magnets. We call them magnet strips because the magnets suck the strips to the door. So we have, it's a piece of metal with adhesive and they're a separate strip. So in the video, I show you take your door off, bolt the new door on, and then take the adhesive backing off the strips and take the metal side of the strip and put it on the magnet. And I show where the magnets are in the video. And then close the door onto the strips. So what that does is the strips are in the perfect position because they're being stuck to the printer, right, with the magnetic force. And then the adhesive sticks to the door. So when you open the door, then the strips are stuck to the door where they should be. On the doors, on every single door we send out, the K1, the K1 Max, the bamboo doors, there is a 4x6 label that has a giant QR code that says, scan this QR code to watch the video before installing. It is on the door. It is on the part of the door that faces the customer if the door was mounted on the printer. So if they just bolt it up thinking they can do it, they're looking at it. It's on the center of the door to tell you to watch the video. And you take your phone out, you scan the QR code, and it pulls up a YouTube video so you can just watch it right then and there. And the first ticket this guy sends us in before he sent this back is bitching that the door doesn't stay shut. And we look at it and his fucking, the little strips that are to hold the door shut are an inch away from where they need to be. And then he tells us that he even put more magnets on it. Like he put more magnetic strip on, which isn't going to work because the poles need to be aligned.
Well, and there's no argument. There's no argument to say there were no included instructions because almost fucking nobody includes instructions anymore because just about everything. And this goes on to
as a video
the power sports industry now.
Guide.
You don't even get an owner's manual anymore. You get a QR code, a card, and we're talking about like $10,000 dirt bikes, $12,000 dirt bikes, $40,000 boats. You get a card with a QR code for the owner's manual. Print is gone. Print is dead. So you can't bitch that instructions weren't included.
So the reason we could absolutely print off instructions. The reason we don't is if versus sending somebody a link to go read documentation, if there's a correction that needs to be made to the documentation, I can just edit the page, and then that link will always go to whatever the latest documentation is. So if there's something that needs to be changed, I can just change the documentation and say, hey, we've updated documentation. You can here's the link, go view it, or just go back to the one you were, refresh the page, and it's updated. So, but like I'm just like, the hardest part about this business, other than like finding employees that aren't idiots, and my employees I have now are fucking awesome. So like I have 2 full-time people. I have Tor and I have Jordan. And then Krista is still technically part-time, but she's been, dealing with the baby, but she has been doing test sprints for us with new filaments we're testing that we're going to be getting in. So it's basically on staff for full-time. It's me, Jordan, and Tor. Okay. To give you guys an idea how shit the economy's been since fuckhead took office, is we had 13 people back in like 2019 and 2020. Okay. I had 13 people on staff who had healthcare benefits, who were getting paid $20 an hour or more. I think our shop manager was making almost 27. Like, to now 3 people, including myself and Krista being part-time. And when I had that many people on payroll, the company, I take a $50,000 a year salary, which doesn't even cover my mortgage and my electric bill here. Like, I do other stuff on the side to make up for it. And so where I was going. So anyway, so my base salary is $50,000 a year. I have a really shitty healthcare plan that has a $9,000 deductible per person, and that cost me $300 a month. Before all this shit went south, we had a really good healthcare plan. We had 401ks. We had like 4 weeks paid vacation and people making over $20 an hour. That's all gone now. And even with all those expenses, healthcare expense, 401k expense, the higher salaries, like, cause we had people on salary too. We had salary employees, we had hourly employees, and we were making 3 to 4 times profit with all those people on staff because the economy was doing that fucking good. Now with a skeleton crew and all this stuff cut, we're like making a fourth of what we were. Like, because the problem is my shipping costs have gone up, my product costs have gone up, and I get it. The economy sucks, so people want to spend money, but I'm getting squeezed on shipping, I'm getting squeezed on product costs, and I'm getting squeezed on customers that want the cheapest price. So I'm basically having to cut into all my profit margin, which means I have less money to do stuff with the company. I have less money to pay my employees. I can't afford to pay people $20-something an hour and offer health insurance. So because people want cheap prices, guess what? Employers are getting a shittier deal. And that's everywhere. Look at all these companies shutting down. Like, they're even Dollar General just suffered like a 30-something% stock drop because they are completely just seeing I think they cited consumer constriction on spending. Usually when things are bad, discount stores like that do great, but it's now past the point where even they're seeing drops, which is crazy. So, I mean, we try not to gouge on prices. I genuinely try not to gouge on prices. Like, I try to set my prices on what would I pay for this. And even now it's like, it sucks. And I'm sorry that the stream went this way, but I'm fucking tired of it. Like this, like
a good indicator of the state of the economy is there's 2 of them: the auto industry.
Auto industry is decimated right now.
The auto industry
they also fucked themselves too by blowing prices up.
They did, but they're still really good in silent. I would say silent, and they're silent, but they're not. But you'll understand here in a second. So the auto industry, and then believe it or not, the power sports industry, whether you are into that or not. And the reason why is
that's a luxury thing.
Those are power sports huge especially. Indicators when you start seeing manufacturers offer big rebates. And then the big desperation is when you start seeing when they offer rebates and or reduced interest or 0% interest.
Yes.
Things are fucked when they start offering reduced or 0% interest. And the big reason why is that it's not the banks offering that, it is the manufacturer paying the banks. They're basically paying your interest rate. So those manufacturers, that means that the dealerships and the manufacturers are bloated with inventory and they're desperate to get shit out.
Yeah, dude.
Desperate.
I mean, there's if you guys are in, if like economic stuff is interesting, there's a guy, I can't remember his channel. He pops up. So it's one of those things, like I watch his videos, I know his face. I actually don't know the channel name, but he runs a small used car dealership, and he goes to auctions and stuff. And when he goes to the auctions, they're like the dealer auctions and stuff, they're seeing brand new 2023 models that are like $80,000-$90,000 vehicles getting sold off for 40 grand. Brand new trucks going unsold on a 2023 model year. So typically 2023 model years are made towards the end of 2022. So these are trucks that have been sitting for almost 2 years. Like,
and here's a funny thing too, and this is
I'm
something
trying to
that
find that guy who I'm
consumers
finding him. Hang on. You can keep
consumers
talking. I'm
need
looking for the
to
guy.
consumers need to be really mindful. When you think you're getting a deal, you're not getting a deal. And here's what I mean by that. And again, I'm in the power sports industry as well, so that's why I keep bringing it up.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fine.
you're not getting a deal on that 1 or 2 year old model. You're not. You think you are, but
No.
you're not. There's
You'd
a
be better
term
off buying a
called lot.
used car.
There's
Lot
a
rot.
term
Yeah.
called lot rot for a
You don't
very,
want
very
one
good
sitting there.
reason. The worst thing that can happen to a car, a side by side, a
It's to
boat motor,
sit.
anything with rubber
Like
seals and
seals.
bushings and stuff
You
like
want it
that.
to run so they're
Yes,
lubricated. I
that
mean,
stuff
that's
needs
why
to
you're
run.
that's why you're like, I have a generator that sits in the shed. I go and start it up every 3 to 4 months and just let it
Yep.
run. Put fresh gas
Yeah.
in it. Like, but yeah, the guy I was talking about is Car Questions Answered. He's got 247,000 subscribers. So
Holy shit.
like, so 4 days ago, he posted a video called "The Great Reset of 2024 Just Started." The car market collapse, and like prices are going down like 70% at these auctions. So like there's fast food like around here, tons of fast food places have been going out of business. Like a bunch of stores have been going out of business in the 3D printing industry. Just in the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of other small businesses go under. It's great for us because, like, here's the thing. I'm lucky in a position where if I need to cut, I don't want to, but I do have 2 other employees I can cut. Like, we're not at that point, but I do have more stuff I can cut, and the shop is on my property. So as long as my mortgage is paid, Chris and I can still run things. So my plan is to stick out this horrible, shitty situation, do odd jobs to make ends meet, but I'm not going to close the company down, even if we go down to just me and Krista. Like I'm sticking around because like this, I love doing this stuff. And like, we're getting more odd jobs just on the printing. Like we're getting more printer builds, we're getting more print jobs. So like we're doing okay, but like just in terms of sales for products, this month has been horrible. And I'm not going to name names, but I've talked to 5 other companies. And only one of them said they're doing well this month. Everybody else has said this August of this year has been their slowest month ever.
Yes. See, for us, August is typically always slow because it's like
Summer's
right
typically
before
slow,
the
but it's not.
holiday. Yeah.
But it's not been this slow ever.
No. Yeah. The
Like,
start of this year was a good indicator. I mean, we were
just
come the end of February, we were scared. Like we're sitting here, my dad and I, like, okay, what do we do? I mean, sales were
yeah,
pretty much dead. Service was we had no snow, so that
the
part
gun
was
sales are
gone.
up. Yeah. Hey,
Well, yeah.
your 401k can't protect you. Go cash out and buy some guns. I saw a fake Dave Ramsey tweet. It was like your 401k can't protect you when society collapses. Go cash it out and buy some guns. Guns are a good thing to put your money into if you're not paying a lot.
One of our
But
reps
then the
came
other,
up to us, and he, this was a couple months ago, and he said, how you guys doing? And we're like, we're hurting. He said, yep, don't worry. He said, I know it's not what you want to hear, but it's not just you. So don't think you're doing anything wrong. The
yeah.
entire industry's hurting. It's not just Michigan. I'm hearing
Well,
it from all the regional
so
reps. He said, but where you guys have yourself set up in a good position is most of your inventory is paid for. He said,
right.
now, he said, I can't mention names because it's not my business to divulge this
There's like other
information.
places financing
He
their
said,
inventory.
he's like, but there's some mega dealers around you who floor plan. He said, there's a dealer in this state, won't even give you an area of the state, who's paying several $100,000 a month in interest and curtailment payments on their flooring.
Jesus.
Imagine how many fucking boats, side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes you got to sell just to cover your bill for interest on your floor plan before you
That's
start
insane.
cutting a profit.
That's literally insane.
Yep.
Like, I mean, like in just like order volume, like this is, I mean, this doesn't like, cause it depends on the orders, but I mean, like in 2017, 2018, 2019, we were doing 100 orders a day or more, sometimes 150. If we ran a sale, we would get up to 300 orders a day during a sale. Okay. We're lucky if we get 10 to 15 now.
Yeah,
like, so, and like, you know, and the biggest thing when I started really like, because obviously I follow like a lot of different people that talk about the economy, whether it's real estate, cars, everything. Like it's everybody's. They're all the common thing is everything's fucked right now. Like the big thing too is repossessions on cars are going up, foreclosures on homes are going up. And the biggest thing I noticed is we used to run, you know, if we did like a 10 or 15% off, we'd have a rush on orders back in, you know, 2017, 2018, 2019. You know, hell, even 2020 was good because everybody was playing with their printers. But I try not to factor in 2020 because it was a weird year because everybody was at home. Like it makes sense why sales were amazing in 2020. But
when everybody's just getting that free cash and sitting at home and
I didn't qualify for any of the stimulus stuff because like the company because we have an S corp and it passes through.
I had to work. I had to work for mine. The company that I worked for during that time was shady as fuck. They too much to get into, but I had to.
I mean, we didn't shut down at all during COVID. I said, fuck that. I'm not closing my business. Like, you're not gonna like. I got a business to run. I got fucking people to feed. Like, I got bills to pay. I'm not shutting down. We didn't shut down at all.
I was a truck driver, so I was an essential worker.
Yeah.
So I had to go out and work every motherfucking
sugar water
day.
company. Yeah, you were working for the sugar water company.
Yeah, and some cocksucker who worked at McDonald's got a $900 paycheck a week because they were non-essential. Like, okay, so I got to go out and
every
the deadliest virus to ever hit the fucking human.
Every job is that whole essential, non-essential thing is bullshit. Every job is essential because guess what? Your job is essential because that's how people pay their fucking bills.
But it's like the nurse. I could get into it.
I almost feel like I should start like a different channel of just like all this old fucks ranting about whatever. It's definitely not appropriate for that. But the thing that sucks is like even trying to find jobs is being hard too. Like, you know, like I could find a job doing IT stuff, but like I've looked around and like even I don't know why my fucking lights just shut. Oh, because my motion sensor didn't detect me because I'm not moving enough. But like even the job market, there's jobs out there, but everybody's not paying that much for jobs that usually would pay more. So the big thing that sucks right now is even companies, like especially small businesses, don't have a lot of money because customers are like, here's the other thing. People just stop going to fucking Amazon for everything and supported companies like us or Fabrico or Mandela, Roseworks or, you know, West 3D, all these other small businesses. All these small businesses be doing a lot better, but everybody goes on fucking Amazon to buy their shit. Like that's the other problem too, you know? Anyways, I got favorite. Sorry, what was I talking about?
My favorite, hang on, my favorite is, and anybody who's watching this, if you do this, you're a fucking asshole. People will come in, oh yeah, I got a 19 whatever, and I'm looking for this part. And so you do the work, you're researching it, you're like,
and then they go buy it elsewhere, right?
You got to sit there and go back and forth, and then they're like, okay, yeah, can you write that part number down for me? And
no, I don't tell them no. Well, I gotta ask them, so you can go buy it on Amazon?
Right. They're like, well, but you already looked it up. I said, right, but I'm not giving you I didn't just do all this work, the research for you, so you can go buy it online.
People do that shit to us all the time.
Then they'll try and crack their head around the computer, and I'll either turn the monitor or I'll put my head in the way.
I would tell them to get out. Because they're not a customer at that point.
No.
They're not a customer.
Well, you're a fucking asshole. I won't ever shop here again. I'm like, you weren't shopping here to begin with, asshole.
That's the biggest thing. Everybody's like, when we've had like people get all upset about us because something happened, you know, because like I used to be a way bigger asshole than I am these days. Like I've definitely mellowed out a bit. But like we have people that I'm never shopping with you. I look up their stuff. I was like, you already have a fucking customer. I don't care. And it's like 90% of the people that bitch, like, I'm not going to shop with you. You never gave me a fucking cent to begin with. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, and more, I think more businesses need to have balls to be like, tell them to get the fuck out because, like, they're just using you. They're wasting your time. A customer means you've given me money for a product or service. If you're just coming to use me for fucking free help, you're a goddamn leech. Get the fuck out. Like,
well, see, and here's the problem with giving them the
I
wrong
remember
part
what
number. Then
we were
is
talking
then
about.
they leave you a bad review because you gave them the wrong part number and cost them money, even though you
Even
can
though they
read the
never
review
bought it
and be
from
like,
you.
okay, so wait a minute, you're mad at me because I gave you the wrong part number for you to then go order on Amazon. It was the wrong part. Amazon wouldn't take your part back, but I'm getting a bad review. Go fuck your mother.
People
Have a
are
good day.
fucking stupid. Not everybody, but like the general public. Like I started realizing this when I worked in retail. I worked for Tiger Direct in like their tech geek squad type division, and like my view on the general public changed significantly when I worked there because I was like, holy shit. Like, and I don't mind when people don't understand things, but don't yell and scream at us and take your problems out on me, especially when you haven't even bought anything from us.
I tell people quite often, and I won't even say me, I'll just say, hey, retail workers are not your personal punching bags. If you're having a
but
bad
people
day or
treat
a
them
bad
like that.
experience, it's not our fault. It's your fault.
Yeah. Like it's like, anyway. So, okay. I was trying to remember what we were talking about. So we got the rant out of the way about stupid customers and stuff. Like in general, like if you guys can, I understand that things are tight, but if you can afford to spend a couple extra bucks with us or with any other small business industry, you know, like Fabrico's good guys, we do business with them, and I bought from them long before we did business, so I'm not biased. Hector and I've known him on a personal level before we ever did business together. He's a good dude. The guys over at West 3D are awesome. Mandela Roseworks is awesome. Don't ever buy anything from Project Red; they're fucking horrible. But
Hector, not only is Hector really cool, but if you go on their website and on their live chat, there's a good chance you're actually talking to Hector. He's a fucking awesome dude.
I did not realize that.
I was willing to wait longer for my Rat Rig 4.0, pre-ordering it through him, than pre-ordering it directly from Rat Rig because he's a cool dude. When I met him in Murph, like, I had talked to him on his chat before I bought a bunch of stuff from him, so he took the time to stop what he was doing, come out behind his booth, and talk to me as two dudes because he's
that's
just
why
a cool dude.
I honestly, like, I've done business with a lot of companies in the space. Hector's good people. Wade at Mandela Roseworks is good people. Like, there's a lot of good people.
I can't wait to show off my stuff.
Wait, did you
Wade
shave or something? You look different.
I shaved a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you threw me off
for the stream.
I know he's trying to make Josh happy. So yeah, welcome back. How was taking your sister to the airport?
Not sister. Taylor.
Oh my God, your lady friend. Lady friend? Is she girlfriend or are we just lady friend?
Lady friend, girlfriend.
I mean, it's been at least a month or two.
I'm watching her cat and I have her car.
Yeah, she's your girlfriend.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like my buddy Sean who used to work for me. He's been like, seeing this girl for like a year. It's like you have a fucking girlfriend. Well, we're not labeling it. Sean, you have a fucking girlfriend.
Emerson, you have a wife. No, I just have a lady that lives with me, helps me raise my kid, cooks my dinners and breakfast and shit. But
I have one of those. Yeah, I mean, Chris is not technically my wife yet. We're engaged. We're getting married. Yeah, she. I don't care. She's my wife for all intents and purposes. It's just the government's not involved with our relationship.
Yeah, you don't have a pice of paper saying that the government.
Yeah, nothing's gonna change.
Fucking your
nothing's
house.
Gonna change. Yeah, right. Like, anyways, so okay, back on topic. Were you watching The Ranch on your way?
Oh, I've been watching the entire time. It was my instead of listening to music on the drive back, dealing with the traffic.
And these two old guys say, I mean, you're the same age as us, right? So, I mean, you're basically. I'm 35. You're what? I'd have to pull up your W-2. You're 30. You're younger than me.
91.
Oh, okay, so you're Jeff's age. Okay, so you're 2 years. No, wait, hang on.
Essentially 92. Yeah. December 92.
Oh, okay. So okay, yeah. So yeah, you're right around Jeff. Yeah. So, anyways, back on topic. So this is
Oh,
what I have
where are the show notes at, by the way?
on the damn website where they've always been. Go to shownotes.th3dstudio.com.
Oh,
Anybody can access it. It goes to our show notes. So, so for Unified Firmware, so here's all the stuff I have in there. So we got the encoder noise filter. That's where it addresses a hardware issue. It tries to. I'm not going to guarantee it fixes it. I don't have a printer that does it because I just fixed the hardware problem. But on some printers, it's very common with the 422, the 427, and the big Tree Tech boards. All of them do not have proper filtering on the encoder pins. They don't have pull-ups where they should. We have a board that fixes that, but also that option I found does not affect printers that don't have the issue. So that's going to be on by default. So hopefully that'll just fix any issues that people have. If not, if it still doesn't fix the issue, then we have our pull-up boards that are like, I think $5 or $6 that you can slap on the LCD and it fix it. I actually have pinball machines. All my pinball machines are older than Tori. The one I have is the same age as me. It's 35 years old. That's the newest one I have, I should say. So we got the easy offset wizard. If you're using regular Marlin, that's their X twist compensation. The thing I really didn't like about it is that, isn't it? The thing I didn't like about how it was by default is it's buried in the advanced settings. So it's buried under configuration, advanced settings, probe offset, and then X twist compensation wizard. So we're calling it the easy offset wizard because I also found that it just sets the offset perfectly. So it kills two birds with one stone. If anybody has a twisted x-axis, just running through that wizard fixes that. And if they need help setting their offset, it sets the offset. So it works great. So we move that up to the main menu. I do modify the menu structure. And for those of you guys that want the stock Marlin menu structure for some reason, we do have an option that it's called disable. If you add define disable TH3 disable _ TH3D _ mods to your configuration file, it undoes all the changes I made to the menus. So we have stuck and stop detection. So if you're X, Y, or Z, if you're not using a probe, if they are in a triggered state before homing, it will try to back the axes off from the end stops, but if it still remains in the triggered state, it will abort homing and throw an error, letting you know that your end stops are screwed up. So that's a new one. Now, this is a really cool one that Scott added into this last release and we have enabled for ours. So if you have a 32-bit board, there was not enough space to put this on the few 8-bit boards. So we have just a few 8-bit boards we still offer support for, which is like some of the Creality ones. And I think I actually got to look because I know it's definitely the Creality ones. And I think, hang on, I'm gonna look at our firmware page here. So the Creality ramps type boards, those are 8-bit. The Anycubic Tri-Gorilla, the Solval 8-bit boards. And is that it? I'm looking here. Yeah, so just those three. So the Solval 8-bit boards, the Anycubic Tri-Gorilla, which is the Chiron, and the Creality 8-bit ones, the 2560 base 8-bit ones. So like the V2X series, not the Melzies. Those got discontinued a while ago. Those are the only ones that won't have this. But if you have a 32-bit board, if you put your SD card in your printer and send an M503C G-code command, it will save a zip file called mc.zip that has the entire configuration dumped to that zip file for your firmware. So it gives you a full firmware configuration dump to the SD card. So if you're not sure what your settings were, it dumps all of that to the zip file. So if you didn't save your last one, you're updating to a new version, you can dump it right from the board. We got the new heater, fan, and bed icons. We got the progress bars. We added in a PETG preheat setting. We updated the ABS one, so it's ABS/ASA. Also adjusted the set points on those to be a little higher, just to account for different brands of filament. We have the new Unified 2 boot screen. And then if you also want our old boot screen with a TH3D logo, you can add define TH3D _ logo _ boot screen to your configuration file, and then the firmware will compile the old boot screen. But the default one is going to be the new Unified 2 one, which I literally drew pixel by pixel in MS Paint because it has to be a 2-color black and white bitmap to be converted to use as a boot screen. So I literally sat there like drawing out. Like I had my logo I made for it and like drawing it out. Yeah. So, and
I
then
did that.
also,
My brother-in-law's printer. In fact, I have it here now. But I used to screw with him. He's a captain of a barge, but I always called him a shrimp boat captain. So there's some website I found where you can take a small image and convert it into the bitmap file for the boot screen.
yeah, it's
And
a UAGlib utility.
Yep. And so every time you turn on a 3D printer, a shrimp boat would come up and it'd say shrimping ain't easy. He was so pissed.
That's kind of funny.
How do I make this go away? I'm like, you can't. Haha.
So the thing I realized was like, I think the Unified 2 logo looks slicker on the boot screen because it already says TH3D right after that. There's TH3D in the firmware. You know it came from TH3D. If you got a printer that had it on there and it's got the Unified 2, if you go to the About menu, it says TH3D. So I felt kind of redundant.
Well, that's another thing we added back in the About menu.
What? Oh, that was on the test builds. That wasn't on the actual releases. The About menu's been in there. That was I missed moving it over when I updated the code bases. So it was just on the test firmware. And the last thing is we actually have, so Marlin has, and they've had it and didn't work very well, but I noticed there were some improvements to it and it does work really well. So, it basically adds additional virtual mesh data points based on the probing. So it looks at the geometry of the bed and then smooths out between the points, so kind of like when you watch a 1080p video on your 4K TV, it upscales it. It does that with the mesh. So it gives you a little nicer mesh with the same amount of data points. So that's what we have so far. Now, my plan is if we don't have any issues by like, I think Monday's usually crazy, but like Tuesday, Wednesday, if we don't have any issues with it running, we don't have any, print failures, we don't have any weird bugs, we're probably going to be launching the new firmware on like Tuesday or Wednesday. So, and that'll be for all those ones. And then, like I said, if you have a printer that has one of those ones that we discontinued, if you go to our news site on our news section on our site, I did make a post letting everybody know that these were discontinued. I also then spent time updating the website to direct link to the downloads instead of redirecting you to the purchase page. So these are all the ones that we've discontinued support for, mainly because nobody was using them. And I based on the sales. So all of these, we had less than 4 sales over the last 6 months for all these configs. So, I mean, the SGNL board, this one's been discontinued. They're not making it anymore. And then like all these, so these are all just discontinued. We do have still, even with it being discontinued, we have like 18 different configs still. So like you can see all of our firmware we put out. So these are all the ones that are updated. So I have to test compile every single one of these variations with all sorts of options straight out to make sure everything compiles correctly. So we still have all these different variations. And then I have here looking
again to make the binaries file for you guys.
Oh yeah, those need to get updated. I'll let you know when we're ready. We're not ready for that. But I do have here looking for a discontinued firmware. You click here and it goes over to this page here. And so like this is one that's discontinued. You click here, and instead of it taking you to the purchase page like the other ones do, you just tell me that you understand you're downloading this for free and I'm not giving you free tech support, and hit download, and then it'll give you the file. You guys are going to see the file download because it's in another window. But these are just free. So these still work fine. They're just not getting updates because they're not printers that people are buying firmware for. So why waste the time on it? I still got like, 30 plus other configs I got to test compile anyway. So, yeah, it also meant getting rid of this is the first major release update since we got rid of the Melzi boards, which are the 1284Ps, which were severely limited on program space. Having those out of the code now and removing all the custom stuff I did to get a ton of features on them has cleaned up the code a lot. It's also made it a lot easier to do development and make it do a lot, make the release cycle shorter because I'm not having to try to shoehorn shit into a tiny processor. And those boards, the other thing too, is those boards are not making them anymore. They haven't made them for a couple of years. So, at this point, it's like, if you want, like, that firmware is free, it works. It still prints just like it did, a year or half ago. It's just not getting any of the cool new stuff. But yeah, All right, moving into the news. So E3D releases their PZ probe. If you guys like piezo probes for some reason, there's another one that's out. They haven't worked well years ago. I don't know if they're going to work any better, but yeah,
Also, it's at your own
it's a
risk.
thing.
Pretty sure
Oh,
the
what?
DIY version is at your own risk. How you use it?
Really?
Yeah,
So
like
they have
their
one, yeah. So
setup.
yeah,
for it.
it's built in. So integrating hot. I mean, it's a neat idea, but like I have never had good. All these wires too to go between it. You got this little thin ribbon cable here for the
well,
piezo.
you have like 5 different connection types.
5 different connections. It's actually, I think it's got more wires than that. Hang on, let me see here.
Well, you can do 3 wire for like an end stop.
And it's $60 fucking dollars. Oh, this comes with the. That's just the heatsink. But yeah, it's got a shit ton of wires coming from it. So you got to route this cable.
Well, you don't have to use.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Which I think is annoying.
I know that. So what, you peel them off, but it's still the same shitty wires that the BL Touch uses. Like these are gonna pick up interference.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, it's another option. Whether it's this or the precision piezo, I think was the other one. Yeah, it's also expensive. Like if I was gonna use something other than our easy ABLs, I'd use a CR Touch, or maybe I'd screw around with like I do have, which these seem to not be very popular. I bought one of these. I've never put out a printer. It feels very chintzy, but also I'm pretty sure this is like the shitty version, like Big Tree Tech fashion. The first version is always dog shit. This is the dog shit version, so $30 in the trash.
Through BQ, you're the beta tester for them.
Yeah. But I'd either screw around with a CR Touch or like mess around with one of the Eddies, but I just run our sensors on our stuff. They work. They're simple. I'm stuck in my ways. I mean, I got our 8 millimeters on here.
I'm excited for the Eddy that's going to be on the rat rig. Something different in speed, and I know it's not the most accurate thing in the world, but
I can't remember what the issue was with these, but I remember reading something that like there's a new version and people were having problems with these. Like it's literally I've never done anything.
A BL Touch?
It's like a tiny little BL Touch, but it doesn't run on BL Touch code. It needs like special code to run.
At least Reality did it right. When they cloned it, they just made it.
Yeah, the CR Touch. I think the CR Touch is a better probe than the BL Touch. To be honest, it's built better. They did a better job. I don't know why anybody would buy a BL Touch anymore. If you're going to buy like a probe or use a probe that's mechanical like that, the CR Touch is a lot better. Is that the HEPA filter for the Beast?
Coming along.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Holy Christ, dude.
Are you just going to ship that to us?
No, this is for mine.
So you're testing it, and then you're just going to, okay, so we'll have to print our own.
Go fuck yourself. You print your own parts.
Wow, Tor's just going to print it and ship it to us so we don't have to do it here? Wow.
You have the filters.
Can I show the goddamn size of the box for this? For the panels for this thing, because we ended up just having Wade do them because my buddy just is unreliable with actually letting me use his shop. Like I need to go in his shop and get to a point where I can just go in there and use it because he's got a keypad and I set up the Z-Wave network so I can just get myself
than
code.
Your standard 40 millimeters.
Jesus Christ. Well, you need the pressure.
Exactly.
Hang on.
That's why I went with 28 millimeter thick.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. Hang on, I'm pulling this up here. I had to save it from my chat here. So the panels, where the hell? Oh, I saved it into. Oh, here it is. Okay, so
the final version right now.
So the box for the panels. Why am I not showing? Hang on, window. Here we go. So this is the box for the panels for the Beast, and that's a box cutter for comparison. So, yeah, that's the panels for the Beast. They're almost a meter long.
My God.
So, yeah, they weren't cheap, but we did ACM composite panels for the bottom, the left, the right, and the rear, and then we did acrylic on the top and the doors. So it's going to look sick. So
doing dual easy neos on the inside.
Yep. Oh yeah. They're so I had my 5 Plus was over here when I was working on it, and now it's back in its thing. But you can see I have 2 easy neos on. There's one on the left, one on the right. those are so bright that when it was on my desk here, my security camera in the office would not go into night mode. And you could clearly see the whole room with those on. So, and I've learned that Klipper by default, their filament runout procedure is fucking dog shit, at least on the mainsail OS image I use, because it disables all the motors, it disables the bed heater and the hot end heater. And then when you change the filament, they want you to home the Z axis.
Yeah, I have my own custom.
I have a custom one now too, but holy fuck, Marlin gets something as basic as a filament change right out of the goddamn box. And I didn't know this until I was fucking 20 hours into a fucking print.
Well, did you use the when you were setting up Klipper, did you use the custom, like when it asked you?
I use the mainsail OS image.
Right, but Kalau.
Oh, that's why. Yeah,
any of the macros.
I did not.
So you didn't
use. I should have used QA or whatever fuck they call it.
Yeah,
but we were doing it. Everybody says use mainsail OS, but the fact that like this is the thing that bothers me with Klipper is they're like, yeah, you can do that in Klipper. You just got to write a macro for it. You can do whatever you want. You just got to write a macro for it. It's like, holy fuck, something as basic as a filament change procedure where you lock the motors and you park the head in a position and keep the bed heater on and turn the hot end heater off at a certain point should just be in there.
That is one thing that fucked
me. It drives me nuts
when I switched to Klipper. Not the run out, but the
says I'm getting scared of using Klipper. Well, Jeff, we're going to test all of this stuff and make sure it works. So you won't have to do anything other than turn the printer on and start using it. We're setting it all up for you. This is shit like this is the reason.
Like 5 hours testing.
The shit. Well, I can actually do it myself now to set mine up. I'm going to use config references from mine on there. But the whole thing is like for people getting into it, holy shit, there's a lot of hoops to jump through. Like even compared to Marlin, there's a lot of hoops to jump through.
There can be, but if at this point, if you use Kiowa, however the hell you say it.
But they tell you to use.
I know. They tell you to use mainsail OS.
Everybody has their own. Everybody has their own way. Everybody. Well, here's the other thing that why they don't keep stuff updated. I'm using my 128/64 screen on, which does like for quick adjustments for the Z offset for moving things. It's great. It's fine. That's why I didn't put a color screen on it because it works fine. However, there's still there's a fucking menu on there. It still says Octoprint, and it literally doesn't work.
Yes, still.
It has been that way for years. Just fucking remove it.
Well, you can.
We're talking about Klippers, so I guess we're gonna.
You freaking
pricks!
I didn't show you this either. My
Boomer yells at cloud. I am yelling at the cloud.
I completely cleared out the threads on the lead screw nut.
Exhibit A of why I don't sell. Exhibit A of why I don't sell or recommend Delrin lead screw nuts.
Wow.
Because I've never had a brass one do that.
Axis not it's a really big tilt. Like lift it up. Oh, there's no threads.
Did you put brass ones on there?
No.
No, we didn't learn. We didn't learn, did we?
I would have to replace all.
Oh my god.
Me and Tor are the same. It's just too much work. We'll just.
It's an hour and 12 minutes in. Let's keep going through the news. So the next one is the I found this on Reddit. That cesspool of people that think they know everything.
Fucking Reddit.
I do not like Reddit. I'll go there to find news, but I do not participate in Reddit. So this is pretty cool. So it's a little add-on for your A1 Mini. That's the Mini, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the Mini. Where it auto ejects stuff. Yeah, Klipper doesn't bite. It's different. Yeah, it's very manual. So yeah, Reddit is fucking horrible. I literally will shit post. I get ads on Facebook for advertising your business on Reddit. I was like, yes, because that's what I want is a bunch of entitled neckbeards as customers. I'm good. And then there's other people just shitting all over on there. So yeah, so basically you can stack the plates. They got like a little lip on here, and it like grabs the lip. It basically just uses G code, and then queues it up again. So. That was worth mentioning. It's pretty cool.
Before I start my build.
Yeah.
I want to hate bamboo, but yeah, that is pretty fucking cool. That's really cool.
Here, so here's what it's doing.
I'm not happy.
But this is on another printer. This looks like a Prusa. So this is what it's doing. So apparently he has one for another printer. So just like the bed's shoving the other plate out of the way, and then it grabs the plate. I can see a lot of room for error though with things.
Like if you print something too big.
Yeah. I mean, it's still cool. That's why I'm showing it off. Would I use it? Probably not. I just thought it was off. But it was posted by BlenderMite on Reddit. I'll go ahead and I'll just post the link here.
I mean, I guess it's neat in the sense that you can print multiple different things on A1, or here's an idea: just get a bigger printer and you can print all that shit on one print bed.
Yeah, one plate.
Having to spend $300 to make your tiny little A1 print.
So
it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool,
about
but
this.
it doesn't make much sense.
So there's like all this. There's like a lot of people like automated print firms. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, most of our print jobs last. If we start them at night, they're done by the time we come in, or they're finishing up when we come in the next day, and then we start them all up again. And usually we clear them before we leave, and then start up the print jobs again. Like having an automated print removal really isn't that big of a deal to me, because one, we have enough printers where you can just load them all up and get a ton of parts overnight. And then also, if we need to run a bunch, most of our print jobs fall into the space of, well, we just time the starting at the beginning of the day, the end of the day, and then clear them all out. And like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not that big of a deal
overnight, or set them at the beginning of the day, so at the end of the business day you can clear it and start again.
So
pretty much what we do with ours.
I have a shirt, and I have a shirt that says I can 3D print that, and I've also seen shirts that's like, fuck that, I'll 3D print it. This company literally said, fuck that, I'll make a plugin so you can just like knock things off and print it.
Nice. I'm down with that.
So it's a browser plugin that will try to take a product image and find STLs that are similar to the image.
That is beautiful.
I haven't messed with it, but I came across this when we were looking for news. I think I found this last week, and I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. So it's this 3D Find It company, so I'll post it. I don't see exactly where the plugin is on here, but I'm assuming if you like sign up for it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I see Taylor. Yes, Taylor, we can see your messages. If you watch the stream, your messages are popping up on the stream too. Just watch it be a bot. I'm just responding to a bot. But yeah, I thought that was
on
cool.
Twitch. Okay.
Yeah, well, all the messages come up. Tor, you need to point. I can't point over there. No, there you go. Right there. They come up right there. So the next thing, this is really, I feel like this is a bot. I don't know. People don't usually ask how your stream's going while you're watching the stream. It's a little weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is. Okay, it's not just me. Anyways, the next one, it's pretty rad. It's pretty rad. So, thank you, Off Axis. So this company came out with a 3D printing with metal that doesn't require any heat. It uses like resonance. So it's using like vibrations basically to like kind of bind things together. It's interesting. Feeding a printhead that feeds standard metal welding wire through, where it encounters a transducer with a piezo crystal oscillating at 40 kilohertz. So it basically just like vibrates it into the part.
That's interesting,
isn't it? It's like here's the thing. They're like our easy plugs. Those are actually sealed with ultrasonic welding. They're not heat. They're ultrasonically welded shut. So they basically made an ultrasonic welder in a printer format, which is pretty cool. And like, honestly, that doesn't look that bad of a print quality for like a prototype.
I've seen Enders with worse.
I have seen Enders. I've seen Vorons with worse too.
Hey, you would be correct.
Hey guys, I printed it.
Driver. I've gotten more prints.
I should just take
off my Voron than
I should just extrude a blob of filament roughly the size of a Benchy and then post that as my speed Benchy. Just have like the G code where it just moves the head around a little bit and just poops out a ton of plasma. I guess look, it's speed Benchy, 30 seconds.
Right.
But if you guys want to read the white paper on it, there you go. It's pretty fucking cool.
One of my high school robotics kids was like all excited to show me a video. He's like, "You gotta look at this. It's a speed Benchy," and he shows it to me, and I'm like, "It's a blob of plastic. That's not a Benchy." Well, yeah, but it
okay. Here,
but it was
actually,
sliced. Look,
here's
here's a slice. I'm like,
look
no,
at
it's got to be a Benchy.
Look at the print quality on this.
That's awesome.
That's 6061 aluminum.
I wouldn't waste it building a vase, but
that's pretty good.
Chess piece is
it's on par with like cheap CNC machines.
Yeah, I mean, you can also finish it though. Like you could finish it off in a CNC, like do a surface finish. Look at that. That's cool. Look at the top. Yeah, so it's literally just like they're probably just using a slicer, a regular slicer, to run this because it's a 3D printer. I mean, it's so cool. Look at they even know how to fill in the holes here. I mean, this is impressive considering this is basically a proof of concept.
And some company is now suing them.
Wait, what?
No, I'm just.
Oh, I was like, wait, what are you reading this? Like,
so
honestly, I don't think
Justin Strasis is now suing the.
Thank you. I couldn't remember the name of the company.
Will be able to hold up much because there's been so many use cases where they haven't defended their patent.
Honestly, you guys know damn well. We both have bamboos. Tor and I have a bamboo. They're okay. They're fine. They're printers. They work well. I mean, they're fine. They're good. They're good printers. I'm not a fan of them because of the closeness, but they're good printers. I know you had some weird G code shit happen with your AMS. I hate my AMS for multicolor.
There's 4 colors in this.
I know. I'm not a fan of my AMS for anything other than just shoving a bunch of empties in there and running them out.
Well, it's
but
like
anyways,
a few minutes ago, when we were looking at the the plate change, innovative. That's all that matters, and he is correct. It's cool. It's innovative. Someone's coming out with new stuff. That's awesome.
Maybe Stratus has a patent for that. But no, I was going to say is I hope Bamboo wins. I hope this blows up in Stratus's face solely for the fact that it's a bullshit patent. They shouldn't have been granted in the first place. And I would be saying that even if it was another company I wasn't a big fan of. I'm not one of these people that just has a blind hatred where I'm like, yeah, fuck Bamboo. I hope Stratus. No, you're an idiot if you think Bamboo.
I want to see Bamboo go down because they made shitty choices by being a closed platform, not because some patent troll is trying to go after them.
Give it time. At a certain point, people will realize when they have a printer that's 4 or 5 years old that works perfectly fine, and then they basically gimp it by kicking it off their network and never updating anything. They'll realize why the open source stuff is infinitely better. Like stuff like this, like the Mercury 1 kits, or hell, even just custom printers. Like, do you know how many people we get buying old printers and just upgrading them because people are dumping them for cheap? So there's like the secondary market that's great for people that like to, build their own machines. Dude, one of my buddies just picked up a fucking Ender 5 Plus for $100 nice. with a micro. The older micros was on it, but for $100 locally. This was 10 minutes for me. I was like, shit, if I saw that, I would have bought that just to turn into a Mercury 1 and flip it.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
That's a great deal. $100 for an Ender 5 Plus, like, shit. When are y'all going to get the K2s? We have the K2 with the AMS pre-ordered. I got it for $960. Y'all can cry in the comments. I told my buddy what I paid for the K2 and he just started crying. I have some cans downstairs. Hey, Tor, if you want to take a nap, I can go talk about pinball machines for a couple hours.
That's a story I've heard so many times.
That drive to the airport must have been tiring. You take a nap, buddy.
Another week and we'll get over it, but it's still kind of funny.
We won't get over it.
Sorry. So the last news thing I have before we go into whatever the hell, am I the only one that's not having a beer right now? Oh no, Tor's got Tor. This is pretty cool. I should really look up and see where this is happening because this would be kind of cool to go see. they're 3D printing houses. Oh, I remember where it's in Cairo, Illinois, which is if you guys search Cairo, Illinois on Facebook, it's a ghost town right now. But this company is 3D printing buildings in Cairo here. So yeah, here, ghost town. Yep. So I would love to see this in person. I wonder how they'd be if like just a bunch of nerds showed up and started like asking them questions about their 3D printer. I should ask them if they leveled their bed yet.
what kind of probe are you using?
My finger. My finger. Is it close to the ground? Yeah, it's good enough. But yeah, like look at this.
Is your gantry square? Have you squared your gantry?
Look, it's just a giant printer. I mean, so here's the thing. You look at this and you might be like, oh, that's got to be crazy. But like, it's the same kind of kinematics we're doing. Like, it's a Cartesian machine. The bed is the earth. So, you know what? Maybe the flat, you know what? They must be having to run an ABL probe. And if they're not, then the flat earthers are right. Okay. Because if the earth isn't flat, they're going to need to compensate for the curvature. Okay. Man, hopefully the flat earthers don't see this. But look at, they're printing and it's flat. Conspiracy confirmed.
What layer height is that? Around 2 feet.
2 feet. It's probably like 6. Anytime I've seen them doing houses, it's probably like about an inch.
Yeah.
So
what's your nozzle? What nozzle are you running?
But think about it. Like it's probably got a screw based mechanism to push the concrete out. There's still steps per millimeter or per inch or foot or whatever the fuck they're measuring. There's still steps per some unit.
No, it was
to determine how much flow comes out of it.
What's your infill? What infill are you running?
Oh,
they're probably. Hey, what? Fast forward 10 years from now, dude. I got a house that's 50% infill. You're running that 10% cheap ass shit.
God.
Like that's gonna be a flex. Like, oh yeah, my house was printed with 100% infill. Oh, you couldn't afford that? What are you running? 5? Good luck when the tornadoes come through.
Those will be the new trailer parks, the 5% infill.
The 5% infills. The filament runout sensor, you could just run a float switch for a sensor because it's just a vat of concrete.
Yeah.
So
how pissed would they be if they don't realize they run out of cement? They're like 6 layers in with no fuck. Wipe the bed. We gotta start all over.
The power flashes, and they gotta start the print over.
Bring the bulldozer, clear the bed. God damn it!
But yeah, Black Buffalo 3D. This is the company that's doing it. We're not affiliated with them. Why does your website have a fucking loading screen? This is not a program. But yeah, look at so yeah. Just let's see. I want
that thing. There's a lot of layer bulge there.
That's because they finish it. They finish it with like stucco or some shit. It's not what you see. I would love to have a building that's like shows layer lines. I'd be like, fuck. Here, cement-based fiber reinforced geopolymer. Hang on, let me see products. I want to see what it's going to say. Call for quote for the printers. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Of course.
Oh, another loading bar. Let's see. Oh, and their site's broken.
1993.
Print speed. How many? What's the print speed? It can run using 3 people uninterrupted for 12 hours and 1,000 square foot structure in under 20 hours.
Wow.
It's actually pretty good. Look at how they have their cameras. It's just 2 IP cameras zip tied to the end.
All right. Maybe this isn't as cool as we thought.
Okay. Nozzle design. Track system. Okay. Look at those linear rails. Yeah, you ain't seen shit. God damn. The ink? Oh, why are you calling it fucking ink? Oh my god.
It's a Chinese company. It's Chinese.
No, it's not.
They called us who's getting into 3D printing and started to say, I was like, no. This is filament.
Additive, so you can color it. Okay, let's see. First come, first serve. Let's reserve my printer today. Oh, it's a brochure. Hang on. What do we have to do? Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear it. Your page flips.
Ooh.
That is crazy. You know, I would be like, you know what? Like, I would be like, hey, can you just print me a shed? Like, I would absolutely use one of these for a shed. Okay, here. Okay, the build. Okay, so the build area is 26 feet 3 inches by 26 feet. Yeah, so it's 26 feet 3 inches in all directions, and it weighs 19 tons.
Okay, so 26
it takes
by
1 to 3.
26.
It
That's
takes
a
1 to
small
3
double wide.
days.
That's a small
Yeah, so it takes
double wide.
1 to 3 days to assemble. It comes in 3 shipping containers. It can hold 10 tons of material. It takes 10,000 watts an hour to run, and it runs off a three phase. That's way more power than I thought would be required.
Yeah, you'd have to have a pretty massive portable generator.
Up there.
The generator to run that alone is going to be very expensive.
So speaking of things that weigh a lot of tons, because this is the end of our thing, we're just going to right into this. I am about to have the ultimate tism time next weekend because I'm going to see with Krista. We are going to see the Union Pacific 4014 Big Boy.
Ooh.
Hang on. I'll be right back. You guys entertain them. I'll be right back. Hang on.
Well,
I'm going to take my nap.
That's fine. Well, good. Hopefully Tim won't interrupt me. So I talked to Tor about this, and I think Tim kind of saw it. I wanted to show something off that I got from Mandela Roseworks, and this is why you support small and not Chinese companies who whore half-ass products out. So I opened my box from Mandela Roseworks, and this is how it was packaged. So the packaging.
Yeah, he designs all his packaging custom.
Yeah, so this packaging was custom.
His packaging is amazing.
And so here are the parts.
Also, he was very happy to hear your praise. We told him.
I opened this box and wanted to cry. It's a piece of fucking art. So there's the parts for the rat rig I don't even have in yet. I won't see till the end of next month. But I saw his stuff and had to get it. But then I take the main package out and I'm like, huh, what's this in here? Come on, fucker. So then I open this up. It is a custom 3D printed. If I can get there it is. It's a custom 3D printed holder for parts that I bought. That's also, the packaging is custom for that. So it's a little 3D printed holder for the wobblers. For, again, the printer that I don't even have yet. And then in the bottom, again, just laser etched packaging. Thank you. That's
Wade,
you're not getting
Wade
this
loves
shit.
his lasers.
You're not getting this shit from some Chinese asshole. Oh, cool. You get your little Chinese-eyed rubber ducky. Oh, how cute. Except for the board that you just bought dies. But
I feel like you're more salty about Big Tree Tech stuff than I am these days.
You might not be able to see it, but his logo. It's yeah.
Your wife's talking shit. Hopefully, we don't lose the stuff before the printer comes in.
Oh no, I do have a problem I have shit that I bought from you, Tim, that's somewhere around the house.
I have stuff like that. I've been slowly cleaning things out though, and I've been finding them, and then you need to have a place for everything.
Hey, Tim, I was able to pause my printer, and it locked everything, and the heaters are still on. I set up Klipper correctly. So
this is why you support small. This is why you support local because of shit like this. Like I shouldn't be this excited about. You're such a fucking nerd, Tim. I shouldn't be this excited.
It's so cool. It's like it's a band, and it's got this.
Do you have any AC beds for sale?
Oh my god!
So if you want a really nice aluminum bed, you should hit up Mandela Roseworks.
Yes. Mandela. I don't have any K. Are people putting AC beds on their K1s? My K1 heats up pretty damn quick.
Yeah, I don't know why mine's.
I mean, you could, but yeah, Krista bought this for me, and she was a little pissed off because I didn't realize they had. Why would I think that a steam engine has
boy.
merch. Okay. So I was talking to a buddy of mine. I went on their site and they're like, we have tour merch on like, and I saw this and I ordered this and I'm canceling it because Krista goes, I fucking hate you. I literally bought this for you. It's going to be a surprise. I was like, I'll try to cancel it. I'm sorry. I just wanted the shirt because it looks cool. It looks fucking cool as shit. I even have a little conductor's hat that's got the UP 4014 pin on it.
Fultism.
Yes.
Fultism.
I love steam engines. They're fucking cool. They're so fucking cool. So if you guys are in the show, I will be. They say Chicago. It is going through Chicago, but if you want to go actually take pictures with it and see the engine, September 8th in Rochelle, Illinois, is where we'll be going, which is like an hour and a half from us. So we're driving up there so it'd be Krista and Olivia and I, and we're gonna go see the Twain. And Thomas the Tank Engine is awesome. I grew up on Thomas the Tank Engine. I downloaded all, like once we found out we were having a kid, I downloaded all Thomas the Tank Engine. I got Shining Time Station. I got the older episodes of Arthur. I got all sorts of
You got the good George Carlin Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes, I did get the George Carlin Thomas the Tank Engine. So choo choo, motherfucker. Like, but yeah, I have a wooden whistle. It is in my truck because I brought it with me when we went to the Railroad Museum and took a train ride. We rode on we did a steam excursion a couple weekends ago, and I brought my wooden whistle with. So, which Krista also bought me. And I also wore a shirt, and the conductor, the guy running the engine, loved it. I have a shirt that's got a steam engine on it, and it says "Who Tooted?" And he thought it was great. So I like Twains. So it's okay. I'm probably on the spectrum. I've only got an ADHD diagnosis.
Probably on the spectrum.
I forgot what stream it was talking about. But like literally everybody in this hobby is somewhere on the spectrum.
Okay, I want to hear in chat. How many of you guys think trains are cool? And you would like if you saw a steam engine in person, how many of you guys would be like, "Oh, that's fucking cool," because you don't see them every day?
Oh, I'd lose.
I'm just saying.
I'm on a moving train.
You'd lose your shit. Marcel says trains.
That's like right now. Like
look at the people have spoken. Trains are awesome. Hell yeah, trains are cool. Steam engines are badass. They literally built this fucking country. Fun fact: the big boy's so fucking cool. Union Pacific had that made specifically for hauling huge freight trains through to the East Coast. That model engine was instrumental in settling that part of the country. Without it,
choose your own adventure.
I will choose my own adventure.
For those of you not on Twitch, it was a Twitch comment. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
Well, they can see the comments, can't they?
Can you on YouTube see it?
I have them popping up. You can't. I don't think you can see them.
You can't see them, but I see it.
They're popping up on the stream. Oh wow, that looks drastically different on the stream versus what I'm seeing.
Yeah, like I can see it in Streamlabs, but I don't know if I see it.
Yeah, so this is interesting. So hang on. On
your stream chat earlier.
I used to be a people person, so people then people ruined it. You're not wrong. So look at this is what it looks like on your guys' end. But if can I share my Streamlabs window? I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can. It's going to be weird, but I can. So if I close this out, so look at how the chats look. See how big they are on my end? I know it's going to be weird because of but do you see it? They're way bigger on my end, which is good. I'm glad they're a little smaller on their end, but this is what I see on the back end here. So this is what we see while we're streaming.
See, I don't see that. I see the stuff on the side, but I don't see the bigger.
Yeah, so I can like pull up, like when we do this, here we go. We can just pull things up. Chris is cheating on me, playing games with other people. I see how it is. But anyways, I think the chat has spoken overwhelmingly. I don't think anybody said that trains are stupid. So
no one did, and if they did, they deserve to be booted.
I know, right? Steam engines are awesome. They sound awesome too, especially when like what's it called? So I don't know if you know this, but back last year in June, they actually used the big boy to shove a huge ass freight train up a 1% grade because the diesel engines were fucking up. And that thing just did it. Like the steam engines are crazy torquey. Like they're actually more torquey than the diesel engines, but they're way more to operate because you have to have water and the fuel oil and shit. And
well, and the diesels aren't they? Aren't they more like diesel generators to power electric motors?
Yes, they're electric. But yeah, steam engines in general, not just the trains, but steam engines are fucking torque monsters. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna nerd out crazy on trains. You know, maybe I'll tear up a bit when I see it. It'll be so beautiful. So
I've been obsessing over airplanes. I got to see a MiG-17 a couple weeks ago.
Airplanes are cool.
What a beautiful, like, the Russians made a beautiful jet out of that. That MiG-17, to watch that V-wing fly is fucking cool. But then
nuclear
then
steam
that
engines
kind
would
of
be awesome.
That kind of put me into a spiral. I'm watching a lot of RC planes now, but there's this one German dude that makes large scale RC planes. And odd fact, Tyler Perry is a fucking huge RC plane nerd. Loves
Really?
RC planes. Yes,
Doesn't he
Tyler
have
Perry.
Airfield at his house?
He has an airfield at his house, and he basically has a barn dominium, and the whole lower level is nothing but all of his fucking RC planes. And he has massive RC planes. And this one German dude has built several for him, but super ultra realistic. Even the one thing that does bum me out is at least this guy, all the jet engines are actually just electric turbines essentially, but they still sound pretty fucking cool when they do the flybys. Not as cool as like the nitro powered ones, but so right, I'm done.
This was last year. This was so all the train nerds, their pants are about to get tight. I don't know if they saw this, but this was June 29th. So this is a stalled freight train going up. I think it was a 1 or 2% grade, which is a lot to do. That's a lot of work for the engine. So they didn't even disconnect the big boy's own train that it pulls. They just pulled it out and they're like, I'm sure though, can you imagine being the guys like Union Pacific pays these guys to run these steam trains for the excursions? Can you imagine how hyped they're like, hey guys, there's a stalled train. Do you want to take the big boy and go shove a giant ass freight train up the hill? They probably were like, fuck yeah. Like, let's make this thing actually work. Like, it has not done actual work in like 30 something years. And like, it's crazy because the fucking wheels slip. It's making so much torque pushing this giant freight train. And just listen to it. Hopefully that's not too loud. I turned it down a little bit. But just listen to that thing fucking working. And also, some people are like, well, there's a diesel back there helping it. The diesel is literally just there, and it doesn't have it anymore. It was there to provide power for the cars. It's not actually pushing the train. So that's what the diesel's there. Was their helper loader. So 4014 is the big boy. 4015 is its helper. It no longer has the helper. So they have dynamos on it now that generate power. So it doesn't need a helper anymore. But
oh, cool.
Like you can listen to how loud that stack is, and it's like it's pushing that train. In addition to pulling its train, it normally pulls. So right after it gets here, it gets across the track, and the wheels start slipping. And it's crazy. Like. It's the amount of power that thing is pushing out right now is nuts.
Could you imagine living near there because you know goddamn well there's a trailer park nearby?
Did you see the wheels slipping?
Yeah.
Hang on. Like, look, you'll hear it. Listen.
So you'll see the front wheels just go like.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Like, that's insane. Those wheels, to give you guys a perspective, those wheels are almost 6 feet tall, if not taller. But they got it under control, and they're just like, let's do this. Like,
could you imagine living in that area, though? You're so used to hearing train traffic, and all of a sudden you're like...
And the diesel's just sitting there idling.
You just hear the chooch. You're like, is that? Did I just
Is that
time
a-
travel back to the 1800s? Am I hearing a real chooch go by?
Like, don't tell me. I don't care if you're like love trains or not. If you saw that in person, I'm pretty sure most guys would be like, "That's fucking cool." Like, because you don't see it anymore. You're like, "That's a fucking steam engine, just doing its thing." Like, like, yeah, it's cool. I can't wait to see it next weekend. Like, yeah. And then also, I forgot to should have plugged this earlier. We're gonna send an email out again. On the 20th, we are doing the roast stream. So September 20th, you can have a chance to win up to $100. So submit your shitty printer builds, or just your printer builds, whatever. They're all the same. To be roasted. So basically, we're gonna be overly critical for the sake of humor, because some people, I have to spell that out because some people are dumb and don't understand the point of just making fun of stuff for fun. But we're gonna have a lot of fun. So, and then you guys are gonna vote on the worst build ever, and then we're gonna give them money to buy stuff to make their build not shit. So the first place will be $100, second place will be $50, and then third place will be either a $30 gift card or a roll of filament. So submit your printer builds and let the shittiest build win. Should we also have like a fourth one where like the best printer? Should we have like a best printer category?
No, because then you just get nothing but Vorons and
Those won't win.
and
We know our views. Anybody can. The only restriction for the prizes is third place. If you're out of the U.S., I'm not shipping filament internationally, so you can opt for the gift card. That's the only stipulation. So yes, you can.
Off access, yes, you can enter.
Actually, you can only enter if you send me some of those sour cream and bacon Ruffles chips that I was on Lethal Company the other day playing with some randoms, and this girl was eating. I was like, "Are you eating right?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "What are you eating?" She's like, "Sour cream and bacon chips." I was like, "Hold up, I have never heard of this flavor combination.
dude,
Where can I get these?"
And
she's
never
like,
been to Canada?
She's like, "No, why the hell would I go to Canada? I live in America."
Their fucking chip aisle is heaven. They have a bazillion different
don't have them.
flavors. It's fucking
Seriously,
amazing.
if you're in Canada and I will pay you, put a markup on it. I'll pay the shipping. I'll pay the cost. I want to try these sour cream and bacon Ruffles, okay? Because I can get them on Amazon, but it's a little sketch off buying like food imported. Like for a friend is no big deal. Like, or people I know, but they want like $12 a bag for a 200-gram bag. And apparently Krista said she likes these ones called oh my God, hang on. She was talking to our other Canadian friend. I know a lot of Canadians.
They have like poutine flavored chips, biscuits and gravy, dill pickle, which we kind of stole. We have in the US
yes,
now.
all dressed. So, how many running ups will there be for the shittiest? That was good. But yeah, I mean, sour cream. I love sour cream and onion, but sour cream and bacon, man, why the fuck do we not have that in the US? We like fat shit too. Come on, that's some fat shit. Hey, look at this. We're perfectly poised to wrap the stream. We're talking about food.
Wait a minute.
I haven't eaten all
There is something. We have 12 minutes. There is something that we didn't bring up. Rat Rig officially released the IDEX, and I am
Did they?
So fucking excited.
Yeah.
It is official. I was excited about my Voron. I'm like I get honestly, giggly when I think about my Rat Rig 4. I'm so fucking excited for this printer.
I want to wait and see how I'm sure it'll be a great printer, but like I like the amount of time I had to put into the Mercury ones. I feel like it's a good balance between how much time versus, and like this thing prints fucking great. I have you noticed, look how far this one is ahead. They're basically printing the same part with the same infill. That has a 0.6 nozzle in it. That actually has a 0.8. And like Core XY versus Cartesian. Like also, I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of shit on this one. That's a heavy ass bed. That's a 400 by 400 bed. So, yeah, but it prints great. Like, actually, I can pull up. I even got my camera. Our easy cams work out of the box with Klipper, so that's cool.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
here,
that-
and I'm not running, like I said, even though it can print fast, I'm not going to run it super fast because I like not having prints that look like crap. But here, look how beautiful that is. I know so you guys may think it's for a customer, it's a basic part, but look how nice that's printing.
Yeah.
It's
And you got your cooling figured out.
Yeah,
is
I
that
just
that
moved it for.
massive thing that
Yes, he paid the invoice,
Right.
so we started the print job. So I'll be running this all weekend.
that's just,
So yeah,
that's
so
just
these
the
parts are going to be over a meter by the time we're done. We had to split them up and we're gluing them. They're going to be a negative for a silicone mold for something. I don't know. They send me files, I print them. As long as it doesn't look like a gun part, I'll print it. Not that I have a problem with people printing guns. Legally, we cannot print as a business gun parts. Personally,
Yeah.
I encourage you to print guns. So, oh no, YouTube's going to demonetize me now. But as a business, if I know it's a gun part and I print it, I can actually get in trouble. But people send us files, I print it. So we're printing
if
it.
you
Thomas,
have
I
a
need to
if
get
you
the
have
CAD
a
for the Ender 3NG.
What's
if
that?
you have a chance,
Bill.
Tim. Oh, sorry, Tor. I didn't mean
Hey,
to talk over
Tor,
you.
this one's for you. Boop. Tor.
Yeah, I need to or do a donation for the CAD file because there's no instructions for the latest version.
There's no instructions.
So I have
It's like the Mercury one.
I have box parts.
Oh yeah, Q&A time. Hang on.
I have.
Thank you for the reminder. Sorry, I'm so used to doing the Print Talk lives now. It's like this is summer. We got 5 questions in the Q&A.
Hey,
to be
Tim-
fair, I do have it listed. Here you go. If you guys want to put them in, there's still time to answer some questions. That
if
came
you
out
have
good.
a chance, check out the
I'm super happy
video
with the quality.
for the IDEX. Click the link. Go
Send
through
me it
the
on
documentation.
shoot me on Telegram or something real quick. I'll pull it into the stream.
Okay. Yeah, the documentation on that, like I went over the documentation today for first it was just like looking at the IDEX, but then the documentation for building that alone and all the things that they thought of for the tool head for like setting the belt tension and securing
They
the
put it all in
belts.
there.
Holy shit, dude.
So
That's why I'm
I'm
excited. This is the kind of stuff I love to build. And
So when I
that's why
I
I'm
see
so
why
excited for it.
I see why 3D experiments was like questions because I pull it up and it says result summary. What is your username? What is your name says username? We should say and latest responses 3D experiments, 3D experiments, 3D experiments.
4 of the 5 are his.
So the first question is this doesn't make any sense. Someone named Call Me Thor says, "Will you be soon releasing Klipper on your site?" Tor, do you want to take this one? Why that doesn't work?
Klipper, just install it with Yao.
We can't package Klipper up in the same way we can Marlin.
No.
Yeah.
It's not. So now, however, because of my fucking pain points using Klipper on this and stuff, I am making an easyklipper.cfg file that you can just drop onto your Klipper installation and it'll turn on shit and set up shit that I think should just be set up out of the gate. So I am working on that, which will be able to drop into any Klipper config. So, but the problem with Klipper is a stack of software. Klipper is one part of a stack of software. So you have Klipper that runs on the control board, the little bin file that runs on the control board. You have Klipper that runs on the host computer because you have to have a computer to run Klipper on because it runs Linux. So you have Linux running Klipper. In addition to Klipper, you also have Moonraker, which is an API, and then you also have your front end, which will either be Fluid or Mainsail or Klipper Screen or even Octoprint. So the problem is there's no whereas we can package up firmware like our Unified 2. We still run our Unified 2. I have a mix of Klipper and Unified 2 printers here. The thing with Unified 2 is everything runs on the control board, so I can package it up if I know the control board, I know the printer, I know the things. I can package it up so you guys can easily flash it. Klipper, you cannot do that. You can get a base config file. You're probably still going to need to tune it. I also don't know what SBC you're going to be running, whether it's a Pi or an MKS Pi or a Big Tree Tech CB1, or maybe it's a board that came on the printer. Whatever. A computer. There's the only way we would be able to do an easy Klipper setup, and I've thought about this, is if because we already sell our EasyPi kits, which run Octoprint. We could sell an EasyPi version that comes with our own Klipper stack on it that you could use to drive your printer. So that is something. Now, in that way, I would be able to package up Klipper, have everything pre-installed, have all the scripts set up, and have it so all you need to do is modify your printer config to the board and printer you're using, and then you get our experience. That is something I'm seriously thinking about doing. And then also people who have the EasyPi already, since this hardware would be the same, they could reflash the SD card with our EasyPi Klipper version and then turn it in. So I'm actually using, for my Klipper host, I'm using an EasyPi kit for the Klipper host for this printer. So if you already have a Pi-based setup or an SBC-based setup that runs Linux, you can run Klipper without any additional hardware. So, but
the bigger thing is what's more important with Klipper is the config files, and that's kind of where
and your macros to make sure. So what I'm trying to do with the easyklipper.cfg file that you can just upload to your printer and put at the top of your printer config to include that is to try to take the pain out of all this little stupid shit that I feel should just work out of the box, like something as simple as a proper filament fucking sensor run out. Like, just have that. And that KIUAH helper script does install some of that. But like, I also want to have, like, for example, right now I have a script I modified that when it pauses, it also changes my lights to red. And it parks the head and it keeps the bed heated. It keeps the motors locked until I change the filament. And then when I resume, it puts the lights back to black, back to white. I also have it so when this printer ends, it changes the lights to green, just like my Marlin printers do. So little stuff like that. In terms of fine tuning, and some people might not like how I have mine set up, and they can just not use the script, or the config file that we put out. So, but the thing is, I want to try to have the same, like the nice thing about Unify 2 is you put Unify 2 on your printer, and it doesn't matter if you have a Creality or a Soval or whatever printer we support, you have the same experience and everything operates the same way, even on different hardware, different control boards. That's the beauty of our firmware and why that's the whole reason I made it, because we used it for us, because I was tired of having slightly different experiences on every single different machine. Because then also from a usability standpoint, if I got somebody new where they're like, well, this printer operates this way, this one operates this way, man, I got to learn. No, like I want everything to run the same. I want to get to a point where even our Klipper machines all function the same way. They do the same thing every time, regardless if it's a custom built or it's my K1 or it's the Quiddy Tech. Like, have a consistent user experience and feature set across the board. That's what I'm working towards.
Well, if Tim would look at my GitHub repo that I tagged him on, he would see that I've been working on that. I haven't worked on it in a while, but
then I have no idea where it is. You'd have to send it to me again.
Yeah.
Nemo,
I tried to basically make it how you had your Marlin software set up specifically for the Easy board. I basically took that and said, okay, all the popular printers that you offered at that time for the Easy board, I translated that into Klipper configuration. So it's like, okay, if they choose your Easy board with the printer that you support, but they want to use Klipper instead, there's a config file that works with your board, so, and then also configs for your accessories.
Yeah, so as we get more and more into, like, Tor's been using Klipper longer than I have. I used it when it first came out. I didn't like it. I used it so early on that they didn't even support having a bed probe. That's how long I messed with it. And now it's definitely getting back to a point. Now there are some, like, here's the shit that drives me nuts about Klipper. So my printer's running, right? I'm running a print. It's running a print. I'm talking to my brother about it. I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. I was like, show him all features. I have an accelerometer on the printer. I'm like, hey, check this out. I can query the accelerometer. It can tell me what the data is, like where it's at. It fucking doesn't warn me. It lets me run the command, and then it aborts the print with no warning. Just to query the accelerometer kills my print.
That I didn't know, but I've never thought to query my accelerometer.
I thought it would just put it into the command queue, and when it got to that command, it would spit it out on the console. Why would I think just having ping the accelerometer, which it's doing already? Like, this screen is pinging the accelerometer. I got the Nomi on there. It's reading the accelerometer data. Why would I think that would cause the print to abort? And one, if it's going to cause the print to abort, why wouldn't it give me a warning saying, hey, running this command will cause it to abort?
Or like hitting the cooldown. in the middle of a print.
Yeah, like being able to cool it down in the middle of a print. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's
Hey, that's
it's
what
stuff
open
like
source
that.
gets you, motherfucker. It's not
I
perfect.
understand.
It ain't no bamboo.
But like even then with the cooldown, put a warning like, hey, it's just as simple as, hey, check if the printer's printing. Is it printing? Was the cooldown button pressed? Yes. Tell the user, hey, are you sure you want to do this? You're printing. And then give them the option to do it then. Have confirmation. Like, it's just stupid. It's stupid stuff like that it's like, you got to be very careful about what you like. And especially, here's the other thing too. I've been on my phone with Mainsail, and when trying to scroll, accidentally touch a button, and it fucks up the print. So yeah, it's not perfect. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I do like it. It's come a long way, but it's not. There's little shit on there that just drives me nuts. And I'm going here. Why wasn't this thought of to like add some extra checks to the user interface just so it's more user friendly?
Yeah, the rat rig is set up with a lot of stuff already because it has Rat OS, which is a fork of Klipper where they completely customize it for their built machines.
I mean, we could do something like that. I just don't know if it would be worth it.
Once you're ready for the software portion of the build, it's step by step. It walks you through every aspect of tuning this,
which is
that,
awesome.
Sure this is right.
Yeah,
they take a lot of that, which is another thing. Like at this point, I'm seasoned, so it's not that big of a deal. But I do like that that's there. So I don't have to fuck around like, oh, crap, how do I do this? I can't remember how to do this.
I'm pretty seasoned with Marlin and our firmware, and I don't even want to dick with setting it. I don't even compile on my computer unless I'm doing test builds, like for printers with the easy boards. I use our website. Like,
I'm super happy to compile with my new computer. It's fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, you ended up. What'd you get?
Hang on.
7800 X3D.
Okay. Hang on. Okay.
Yeah, 10-second compiles for the easy board.
Yeah, mine takes like 60 seconds on my 9900K. Okay, so Nemo's asking, will Unified 2.9 be available for the EasyBoard V1? Yes, it is. And as with all of our EasyBoard firmwares, it's all free. Only the people that are not running TH3D boards have to pay for it. Or you can buy products from us and you get the firmware for free with certain products. So
you mean you don't work for free?
No. Not for other people's control boards.
I mean,
it's almost like we're the only ones that sell the Easy Board. It's our board, so why not reward my customers for supporting us by just giving them firmware updates for life? You know, for life of the product. Eventually, I'll probably be like, okay, the Easy Board V1's discontinued. We're not doing updates. But as of right now, there's no reason for me to do it. So yes, it will keep getting updates. 3 Experience says, I print out some mounts for EasyCam. How do I attach them? I don't know what you printed and what printer you're putting it on. I have a little corner mount on mine, which I had on here before, and it works okay with the Mercury one. When it does the G29, it does bump the camera, but it's fine.
I have this one. I don't know if you can see it very well. But...
And then his next question says, on the Mercury one, he got the dual 50-15 fans. How much difference does 2 make versus 1? It's more airflow. Is it needed? Probably not. That printer already had it, and I run bigger nozzles, so it helps. And I connect the fans in parallel. You always run the fans in parallel, and most printers will not screw up if you connect 2 fans in parallel to their fan port. And then the last one is from 3D Experience as well. Man, that camera is grainy.
Yeah, but it works.
Yeah, it's good enough. Did my print screw up?
My placement of this? Of the where is
it? Is it on the corner?
Yeah, it's on the chamfer for some reason. That's how the Orca said to print it, so I printed it like that, and it's actually coming out.
Everybody congratulate Krista. She officially is using Orca Slicer now and not Simplify 3D. Come on. Round of applause. Come on, everybody. Come on. Yeah. We got it all set up. She's on Orca Slicer. And also, if you notice, I cleaned my office up today. Jordan and I did. And the K1 Max is downstairs. She's going to be adding that to her fleet of printers. So she'll have 3. So she'll have the Ender 2 Pro, her SV06, and then the K1 Max. And I'm giving her Microsoft Hot on. We'll probably do like a little half-assed cell phone video stream on the channel when I'm putting the hot end on the K1 Max just so people can see it. But we do carry micro-Swiss hot ends, and it's worth mentioning now if you have a K1 or a K1C with the if you have the K1 with the older style hot end, we have the Triangle Labs ones for $25 right now. They're great hot ends. I have that on mine. And if you want a micro-Swiss, we also have the ones that only support. It's a kit version that only works with the new style K1C or K1 Max. Those are also on sale right now for the micro-Swisses.
I have the Micro Swiss on my K1 Max and the Triangle Labs on my K1s.
They're both great hot ends.
Yeah, great.
The only reason we're discontinuing the Triangle Labs ones is because they don't sell as well as the Micro Swiss. So, but they're great hot ends, and I'm selling them below cost. I paid more than $25 a piece for them. So,
I in private chat, by the way, I sent you those links.
Okay, the last one is from 3D Experiments. I'm getting a message from Krista saying wrap it up.
Krista, you shut your white woman mouth.
I see a link for a camera, your Insta360.
No.
Private chat. Okay, hang on.
And private chat.
Can you not share those? Oh, I can share those. Hang on. Man, you think I got Insta360 money in this economy?
You said you wanted a camera, motherfucker.
Don't
get all sassy with me.
So he said, when doing pre-build, should I ground the frame to DC ground off the PSU? Nope. AC ground. Your wall ground goes to the frame. Do not put your DC ground output to the frame. That's a bad idea.
You had somebody who had their bed connected to 24 volts, or their frame connected to 24 volts. That was cool.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
He's like, why are my boards shorting out? It's like, well.
Wait, was that the guy with the CR10 that I said when the first board blew up?
Yeah.
So I told him that there was probably an issue and the board's not just going to kill its USB isolator chip. And he had, insisted everything was correct, and I fucking called it. Can we just appreciate that I fucking called it? Like, yeah.
Pat yourself on the back, Tim. Pat yourself on the back. Come on. There you go. There you go.
All right, let's share Emerson's wet dream here.
Yeah, I do.
Keep it in your pants.
My vocabulary is very piss poor due to my poor education, but I don't know how to express correctly my excitement.
I'm sure they won't strike us for showing off this.
They better not.
Wait, hang on. I'm gonna check and see if the song. Oh wait, hang on. One song's "Live in a Moment." We might get copyright struck from this, so I'm gonna. It's only 7 seconds. I'm going to mute it. Because I got struck from Mandela Roseworks video. Yeah, it's just music.
Yeah, there's no audio other than the music.
Oh, okay.
So what is kind of misleading is you don't literally just drop it in there and you're fucking done. There's a little bit more to it.
He just did it though. He just did it though.
I got excited, then I read the instructions. I'm like, all right, fuckers, come on now.
This is
RadOS.
This is cool. The nozzle calibration is fucking slick.
Yeah, there's a little camera there.
Yep.
With an LED ring. And then
so you can calibrate the offset.
Yep, and then it's got equivalent of if the Voron people would know, it's equivalent of a sex bolt.
They have such stupid names for their products.
That one I don't understand.
I have one on my other Mercury. It works well enough.
It's probably like, you know what? All the girls are going to go crazy for this little probe tap thing. We're going to call it the sex bolt. Because this is the only sex I'm getting. But yeah. Look at that.
Yep, and it's got so on the gantry there's basically a nozzle cleaner for both tool heads.
Look at it. Copy and mirrors. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Woo!
And what's neat about is so they can run independently, they can mirror each other, so you can just basically not use the second one on a print if you don't need to.
Yeah, but the thing that the nice thing is these are big bed printers. It makes sense to have the mirror function or duplication function if you just need a ton of parts. Like that makes sense.
That's why I got the 500 cubed. Although there's a guy in
Maine
Europe
for dinner. That sounds delicious.
a guy out in Europe got sent his for review via a lorry because they, it's not a truck, it's a lorry.
A lorry?
It came on a pallet.
Aluminum.
Is this
It came on a pallet.
24/7 3D printing?
I think so. That fucking thing came pre-assembled on a pallet, and I shit myself. I'm like, where the fuck am I gonna put that? That is much bigger than I thought it was.
That's what she said.
That's what Jeff is going to be saying.
Yeah, I know, right? He's literally, so Jeff is the owner of the beast that we're building, and he's literally having to build a table custom for it because he has nothing that's big enough to fit it.
That's what I'm gonna have to do.
It's over a meter tall.
There's a reason we have 4 foot by 8 foot workbenches in the shop. We can basically build whatever we want on there.
Let me see if I can find the video real quick and take a screenshot because it is.
Zoop, 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 zoop.
Yeah, this is running our bamboo hot end.
We have nice hot ends.
We need to tune it a bit more because their stock profiles are.
It's fine.
Yeah.
See, I think the woman is getting hangry.
She can hold on just a second.
I got
more.
here late. I've been driving for 3 hours or something.
You drove. How long was it each way?
About an hour and a half there and about 2 hours back.
Oh, that's not terrible.
It was traffic.
Girlfriend confirmed.
Her family actually knows. Her family actually sent image because they.
Hang on. Let's have a poll. Does Tor have a girlfriend, or is it just a lady friend? Yes or no? Come on, let's see what chat thinks. It'd be funny if she was watching this.
Oh, she's on the plane.
I sent you the link to the video
watching this.
and the time so you can see how big this goddamn thing is.
Were you sent a private chat?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Oh yeah, no, it's literally a pallet. Hey, we have a pallet jack here.
Yeah.
It's his not girlfriend. Yeah, we talked about Sean earlier about how Sean's been seeing the same girl for over a year, and it's not his girlfriend. It's like, Sean, you have a girlfriend. I believe in Tor, so yes. Chat has spoken. Let's see. All right, here you go. Is it right after? Oh, you said 4 what?
For 414. Is it coming off the truck? The lorry. Sorry,
Looking
the lorry.
ahead, Retric is considering selling fully assembled and configured V-Core
That's
4
fully.
printers.
That's a fully assembled
So far,
500
this has
cube.
been done in
That's
tests with
what I would
B2B
expect.
customers
That's
and
about
some
that's
reviewers
about
like
what.
me. I received a ready
That's
to run
seriously
V-Core
almost
4
as big as
500
Jeff's
hybrid
printer.
delivered on a pallet.
I gotta
The
figure out
machine
where the
hell
was
to put
intact
that.
and undamaged. Huge thanks
Did you
to Retric for
not think
selling
about this,
review unit.
Emerson?
I did.
Shout
I
out
did
also
not.
to my friend
I did not.
Hector
Also,
from
his,
Bangkok for initiating the
entry
contact.
came
You just clicked. You just
slightly
clicked. You just clicked buy.
I did. I did.
Yeah. So like
500
seriously, like this.
biggest.
So this is a 500 by 500. This is basically. This is probably only slightly bigger than the printer we're building for Jeff right now. So yeah, because that's about what it looks. The hot end looks so tiny on these big builds. It's like, wow.
It does.
Except actually, his is going to be bigger print area than the rat rig because his is 600 on the height. We were able to get an extra 100 millimeters on the height versus his S5.
He had the long bleed screws. I was like, screw it, let's go big.
Yeah. Oh, I've watched this video. We watched this before. This isn't that new. Yeah, 2 months ago.
It's an older video. Yeah.
I've watched it. Yeah, because I've seen 24/7 printing before.
Yeah.
He has some pretty cool test videos.
Look at this spool goes. Yeah, this is definitely a bigger frame because we made it as tight as we can so it doesn't take up too much space. This definitely has way more room. I honestly, Emerson, I think it's a printer you just run on the floor. Like, to be completely honest, like
I'm probably gonna have to, but I still run into the problem of where the hell I'm gonna put it.
Yeah, the print quality was dog shit. I was closing.
Yeah, he had some problems. I can't remember.
Wasn't it in it was in I think he ran it in vase mode was the problem.
His gantry
or something. Woo! I gotta be careful when I sneeze around the baby when she's sleeping because my dad sneezes, wake her up. Oh, I can't wait to wear this next weekend. Look at my tour shirt. Oh, look at that.
Such a fucking dork.
Just wait. Yeah, when I wear this out, do you think other guys that like trains are gonna be like, I like your shirt?
You might get right. Oh, we can't say that word on YouTube. That's right.
You'll get railroaded.
I'll get
Yeah. You're gonna get railroaded in an alley
Oh.
behind a dumpster.
Dear God. All right. So we need to figure out food. What is everybody eating for dinner? Trista, someone said Chinese. I love Chinese. I could eat Chinese every day, but we
Yes.
just had Chinese on Monday.
Grilled cheese.
I don't know because I had leftovers yesterday. That's one
Sarah
thing
and
I like
I,
about Chinese is you get leftovers
chicken
forever.
parm that I could
our
have.
5th anniversary, wedding anniversary was yesterday, and we let Evie, our 4-year-old, pick where we ate, and it was Panda Express. So that's where our 5-year anniversary dinner was Panda Express.
When I get Chinese food, I buy it from a small local business. Okay.
Okay, so here's the problem: when you
If
live
they-
in bumfuck nowhere, Michigan, the local Chinese restaurants are owned by white people, and it's horrible.
Oh no,
So-
you want to see, like, he's the nicest guy. You want to see the guy who owns our Chinese store, our
if I
Chinese
get
restaurant?
Chinese, if I get any,
He has
that's not
he has
local,
the
it has
dead
to be
drip, man.
people.
The
Yeah,
dad
if
drip.
I get any food
Like-
that's not local, like Chinese food,
He
or
looked.
whatever,
I'm gonna just pull his picture
they
up, but
don't-
like,
understand what I'm saying, and I have to point to what I want. It's going to be good food.
so
Oh
his
yeah, absolutely.
his yeah. I'm not gonna pull his first name, but his name's Peter, and he's a super nice dude. But like, he looks like a dad. Okay, he's got like 4 or 5 kids. He looks like a dad.
Oh yeah, he's a Chinese dad. Yeah, for
That's
sure.
what I'm saying. He's an awesome dude, and he makes delicious food. But yeah, like, it's awesome. Yeah, he's a cool dude. So I'm supporting a small local business, and he's awesome, and he knows me. That's how often we go there. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but
No, actually, our local our in-town Chinese restaurant, I think, changed ownership again, and they're authentic.
Did
So I
they?
actually want to try them out. I just haven't.
Yeah, we have a
Again, when you
couple
let
good places.
when you let a 4-year-old pick, she likes she likes their noodles. They're Chinese. She calls them Chinese noodles. So she wanted her
Yeah,
Chinese noodles.
we have the new Hong Kong is our go-to, and
Emerald
that's
City or
that's,
something like
that's
that.
Peters. So
I
hang
shit
on,
you
hang
not.
on.
When I lived in Taylor, the best Chinese restaurant was called New Hong Kong, and
I mean, how
and the
many,
way the guy
many
answered,
different
"Oh,
names? do you
hello,
have?
New Hong Kong,"
Yep.
and
Yes.
the portions you got, they had to staple the lid shut on the
Yes,
to-go
that's
container
how this
because they
place is,
packed
'cause
that
they
shit
pack
in there.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But we have New Hong Kong, which is like our go-to, but they're closed on Mondays, which sucks. And then there's Rice Garden, which is down the street from us, and they're good, but I like New Hong Kong better. But Rice Garden's open on Monday, so if I want Chinese on Monday, I got to go to Rice Garden, okay? And then if it's like we are hungry and we had a late start to the day because the baby kept us up all night, but we still want Chinese food, it's like 10 o'clock. There's a place in Gary that's a little sketchy, but the food's good, and I can't remember the name of it, but they're open till like almost midnight. So
Krista says you guys took me to a Chinese restaurant, but I don't remember it. Was I
no, we
under the
got
influence?
Chinese. Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
you were no, we went to Chinese. Yeah, we went to sit down. We sat down. We went to New Hong Kong. That's where we went to.
Was that? Wait, what time was that? Was that the accidentally ate too many edibles?
I probably.
Okay.
Probably. Oh yeah, so we have 4 places we go. So ranking high in Hobart, Indiana, we have New Hong Kong, we have Rice Garden. There's one called Panda, not Panda Express. There's one called Panda in downtown Hobart, and they're not that great. And then there's New China, which is good. And then I can't remember the name of the place that we go to when it's like late because they're open late, but it's in literally like the border of Gary and Maryville, and I definitely make sure to bring my gun with me when I go to pick up the food. So
Fucking mice. The mice are back.
are we doing this again? The mice? Oh, it's called First Walk. So, and they're pretty good, but yeah, they're open till 11 o'clock. So
No City Walk?
yeah, so yeah, City Walk.
Goddamn
Yeah.
Mongolians!
They broke my shitty wall. But yeah, so yeah, in order, New Hong Kong, Rice Garden, and then New China and First Walker tied. So, but yeah, get a live one for the snake. I mean, hey, at least you're catching snake food.
Well, now he expects it, so he's been staring at us through his little glass thing, like, "Hey, fuckers,
Like, hey, where's the good shit? Where's the good shit,
right.
man? I know you got them.
We got frozen ones, and now I'm kind of worried that he won't eat them anymore because he's had a taste of the good stuff.
The fresh ones. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Emerson has been fighting a battle with mice the last couple weeks, so it's been a thing. But hey, at least you have a snake to feed them to, so they're not going to waste.
Yeah.
Mission Barbecue is good. It is a chain, but it is good. And if you know this, Mission Barbecue, if you go there before noon, at noon, the whole store stops and everybody stands and sings the national anthem.
Oh, no shit. That's cool.
Yep. We were there because I'd only been there like in the evenings, and Doug and I were there. And we're like, what is going on? I was like, oh, America. And stood up. Merc.
Good.
So, yeah, no, mission's good stuff. Okay, we still haven't figured out food. We can't end the stream until I figure out what food we're getting.
I'm having leftover Chinese food. So
okay, Tor's having hot dog. You're having leftover Chinese. I ate the rest of my leftover Chinese yesterday. So,
oh shit, you're out of Chinese reserves.
I am out of. I have no Chinese reserves. Tacos. I don't know if I'm feeling tacos tonight.
The problem with tacos is they're so good, but there's a lot of prep involved.
No, I mean, where I'm going to go, I'm going to be lazy and go get them. Ooh. Is there a mouse?
Oh, fuck. I spilled a beer.
Tacos around here.
Oh, no.
Oops.
Fresh Chinese. I love Chinese. Sup, Vince? I'm sorry if I missed you. 2 daily doubles. Hey, my thing, I don't go to McDonald's very often, but when I go, I usually get 2 daily doubles, a fry, and a sweet tea.
Every
I like
time
the daily
I go to
doubles.
McDonald's, I am almost immediately reminded why I don't, because I get the shits.
Yeah, I'm not
Bad.
genetically inferior like you. I have no problem.
McDonald's when,
I like their fries. I like their fries. I like their They have to be fresh. I just like their fries. Yeah. Don't know why. I just like their fries. Their burgers are okay. If we're talking fast food, I think Wendy's has some of the best burgers out of like like Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's. Like, yeah, I think Wendy's.
My local Wendy's are just mean.
What's that?
There's a bunch of Russian ladies at my local Wendy's. They're just mean.
They're mean to you.
They're just not just to me. They're mean to everyone.
You could tell too because they angrily assemble that burger. They just smash shit on there, and it's like,
oh my god,
your shitty burger.
Eat your shitty burger, you fat fuck.
Throw it at you like, here, you fat fuck, get out of here.
Oh my god,
fire me, I dare you.
I'll burn your house down.
Tim, I told you I was in the hospital on Sunday, right? Kidney stones are back.
Yeah. Lay off the Mountain Dew, man.
Fuck that. It's not Mountain Dew, it's Red Bull. It's the big Red Bull.
They'll do it too. Yeah, no, you don't do that.
No, kidney stones.
Are you just when you get old?
In my fridge.
When you're old, are you just guaranteed to get kidney stones? Is that a thing, or does it depend on your diet heavily?
So for me, it's a combination of diet and genetics. So I get kidney stones. I could eat like.
You mean all those cans of genetics that you drink?
Yes. I could eat, a perfect diet and get really bad kidney stones, or eat like shit and get kidney stones. So it's like, if I'm going to get them anyway, I'm just going to eat like shit.
I need to go back to work.
Hurry up and pick.
Okay.
My mini fridge is full of Red Bulls, and my fridge is full of another full case of Red Bulls.
If Krista really wants it, it took me a good month to stop referring to her. Oh, there's a kitty outside. Hang on. There's a kitty outside.
This Midwest goodbye has been going on for 23 minutes.
Hang on. There's a fucking kitty outside of my driveway. Look at him.
Kitty. The TV just turned on by itself downstairs.
Kitty.
Aw, how'd you, kitty?
You're gonna see Tim running out behind them in just a second.
Trying to pick it up. Come here, kitty.
I have a porch cat now.
A porch cat?
Porch cat.
Is
my porch cat. He only hangs out on my porch. He
Tim
doesn't
about to
come
get
in
a new
because he'll
cat.
fight my cats, but he's super friendly. He also bit my ear.
Yeah, there goes Tim. Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, she's gone. Hot twisted cereal.
The head of the robotics stuff at the local school here. That's how he ended up with another cat. It just came over one day, and it came in the house. It just walked in the
Wait,
back
did you
door one
guys
day,
not
and
see
now
the
it won't
stream?
leave.
Did you not see
Oh,
the
I
yeah.
pulled
stream?
it up.
Oh, we
I
watched
hit
it.
it
Oh.
once you came back inside.
Oh, he didn't want to be
Tor-
my friend.
Tor called it. He's like, watch, you see Tim go across the screen chasing the cat.
He was so cute. He looked really skinny. We should put food out for him, Krista.
Send him this way. I got plenty of mice for
I
him to
have
eat.
food on my table.
We should put you know what we should do? We should put some food out by the shop and make him be a shop cat because we do get mice out there. Shop
There you
kitty.
go. Where's my
Anyways, okay, chat will decide pizza or actually not pizza, burgers or Mexican food for dinner. Our DVR, it's software we run on. I want burgers. I'll eat Mexican food. Krista wants tacos. I want burgers. Chat needs to decide. Don't be
I'm gonna
okay.
have
Mexican
pizza.
food. Mexican food. Let's see.
So while they're figuring that out,
Krista just said wings. Where the fuck did wings? This is the problem. Do you know what the biggest life hack is when your wife can't decide what she wants and she says nothing or anything is fine? You just be like, okay, we're going to get so and so, and then she's like, Do you ever do that? Do you ever get that? Well, I don't care. Just pick. Okay, we're gonna go get Chinese. But you said anything.
I never
Anything
have
anything.
ever dealt with that with my wife before, ever.
No, me neither. Me neither.
But I'm just as guilty. I want to point something out while they're figuring out your dinner. I want to point something else out.
Okay,
why fucking Hector at Fabrico is awesome. LDO has a issue
Mexican
with
or
the
wings. Mexican
with
or
the
wings.
Nighthawk 36. Okay, specifically just the Nighthawk 36.
Did he send you a new one? I can hear you. I'm getting water.
Okay, so now I haven't reached out to Hector specifically, but this is how fucking awesome Hector is. He has a Google Doc set up, so if you bought one of those Nighthawk 36s from him specifically, you have 3 options. And either way, no matter what option you choose, you're either getting a $10 or a $20 gift card for Fabrico.
That's from LDO, actually.
But so LDO. Okay. But you're not seeing that shit on Amazon. You're not seeing that shit from BQ, and they sell you bogus ass shit. They just come out with a new version
for the same thing or somebody else's used thing.
Yep. Yeah. Or Amazon's gonna put it in a box and send it to someone else and make it their problem.
I was so surprised when I bought all my computer stuff that it was all actually new. I was half expecting one thing to be pre-opened and used.
And that's when I saw some of the Amazon specials, and I was like, because I'm really on the fence on if I want to just go with a 7800 X3D or wait for the X3Ds to come out in the 9 series.
Burgers.
But it's like, I just don't trust computer parts from Amazon. I bought shit from Micro Center and got burned. So
most of my stuff I go pick it up in person from Micro Center, but Micro Center's been pretty good.
I just went.
So here's a good example. So this is just sitting here. I should just throw it out. So this is a drive that my buddy bought from Amazon that he bought just to have a spare, and we went to put it in, and it was DOA, and I run the serial number on Western Digital. This is a fake drive.
Awesome.
Fake Western Digital drive that he bought from Amazon. And it's dead. And the weird thing is, it looks pretty legit. But the thing that struck me weird is it's only got 1 memory chip on here for a 1 terabyte drive.
Oh, wild.
So I just put it in the garbage. Because I was like, well, I'll just RMA it. I ended up giving him one of my spare NVMe drives to finish a server build. And went to go RMA it, and it's not a valid serial number.
That's awesome.
So he can't return it. He bought it like 3 months ago. He bought it to have a spare. I do the same thing. I keep spare parts for stuff so that when things break, instead of things being down, I can just bring them back online. So, yeah. Also, it's been hot as shit out here today. I have a mini split in this office. I got 18,000 BTU mini split. I had to break out my 12,000 floor unit. That's why I was over by the corner because it's nice and cold. It's been hot as shit, especially running. Like I got these two printers running, a 400 bed, a 370 bed. I got a 330 bed or 300 bed and the Ender 3S1 all running in here with my computer. It got a little toasty. So,
dude, you might need to
This has
check
been a
that
full
because
30
I've got a
minute goodbye. Brought to you
I've
by
got a
TH3D.
9K unit that keeps this motherfucker chilly as shit, and I have like no
it's been hot
insulation.
as shit. I'll probably get my gauges out and check the charge, or I'll go and check and see maybe some of the refrigerant leaked out. Maybe I had a leak because it's one of the DIY ones. So could be that. So okay, someone said wings. I'm okay with wings. Wings or Mexican? Decide now, and then we're ending the stream.
Mexican.
Mexican. We got one vote from Emerson for Mexican. Tor, Mexican or wings?
Mexican.
Two for Mexican. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. We got my
Mexican
nicotine.
wings.
I like the baby-sized burritos that I get here.
What are Mexican wings?
I don't know.
That's
Is that what you get when you eat a Chihuahua?
All right. Little Chihuahua
Mexican. Okay, it looks like Mexican is overwhelmingly winning, especially factoring your guys' 2 votes. All right, we're going south of the border for dinner.
Yay.
How do you about where's my sombrero?
I miss what the Taco Bell dog.
Oh, you quiero Taco Bell. Yeah, that was cool. Taco Bell is not Mexican food. We're going to go to get, with the amount of times I got a message from you about how you're dying in the morning, and it's usually followed after you at Taco Bell. I'm surprised you keep getting Taco Bell.
It's just, I'm literally 4 blocks away from a Taco Bell.
So it's proximity that's the problem.
We just had a Taco Bell built in our town, but they ripped me off, so I won't be going there. I won't have that problem.
Oh, our Burger King sucks here. I have never had a correct order from them in person or through the drive-thru, and it sucks because I really like their onion rings with the zesty sauce. But
that's
they
how
suck.
bad these fuckers are. So I order online. Sarah goes to pick up our order, and they're out of like a couple things. So then they want to replace it with shit that's cheaper and not refund me the difference. So like, well, store prices are different than online. I'm like, well, motherfucker, I ordered online, so honor the online prices. Oh, well, we can't do that. Fuck
goodbye.
off,
Krista wanted me to say the word goodbye.
32-minute and 35-second Midwest goodbye. Right now.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna see. Yeah, I got an hour and a half till we usually go to El Jimador too. I'm gonna ask her what. Now it's figuring out what fucking Mexican place. We have a ton of we for some reason have tons of Mexican places and tons of Chinese places around us. And what's really weird is, well, I guess it's not that weird because there's a big Chinese and Asian population in East Chicago for some reason, and Gary's got a very high Hispanic population. So I guess that makes sense. But also, it's just good food, like Mexican, Chinese. Anyways, do you guys have anything else to add? Yes, we're getting Mexican. Yeah, we have a lot of authentic Mexican places here. Yeah. Like literally, if I just type in Mexican food by me, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just within 15 minutes from me, I've got 10 places to choose from.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I have to drive 40 minutes for a good Mexican, authentic Mexican.
Yeah.
I have to walk
like
either
like
a
we
block
usually
to a tent or 3 blocks to a truck.
Like if we go during the day, like this is a little late, but if we go like during the day, like there's just tons of landscaping trucks parked in the parking lot by the place we go to.
I'm telling you, some of the best Mexican food I've had is out of the back of a truck.
Yeah. There was a trucking company I worked for, and there was this Mexican guy and his wife, and they had a little food truck, and so like the truckers come in, which was great, but I would go like, I'm going out to the taco truck. It was great. It was delicious shit. We literally just cook it at home. Tent. The taco tent.
I'll have to show chat the taco tent.
All right.
Like a gyro style meat spigot
You're just like,
with fucking,
you should be like, how much
popcorn.
for the meat spigot?
Yeah,
I
just
I've
take
thought
it
about
off the
it.
turntable
Can I
and
just
give
get
it
a
to me.
like big slice of the meat?
just meat. Yeah, euros are good too. But all right, we've already decided I'll have to save euros for another night. All right, so
5-minute Midwest goodbye.
Mexican food, Chinese leftovers, hot dogs, and Red Bull.
No, I'm gonna have chili cheese fries, homemade.
Oh, those sound really good too.
Air fryer.
Tor did get an air fryer, I think.
I know.
I did. I really like
Also, I haven't tried it, but I've heard air frying hot dogs is actually pretty good. Haven't tried it.
Yes.
Just something I heard. Haven't tried it. Anyways, this has been a hell of a all over the place stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, all the rants and whatnot. So I'm gonna go feed my lovely lady some Mexican food. So
You guys have a good one.
a Mexican Chinese
your
hot
Mexican,
dog,
Krista.
wings with sour cream and bacon. Sounds good. He takes the win. That's the best comment of the stream right there. That is meta as fuck. I would probably try it. Whatever. I like food. Can you not tell? Yeah. Merca. I find it funny. I'm the owner of the company. I'm the only one that doesn't have any TH3D merch on right now. I'm just wearing my church shirt today. So, all right, guys.
I got my fucking light on. I've got my shirt, my hat.
I got my light. It's right here. It's behaving today. All right, everybody. Hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Oh, also, Monday, we are closed for Labor Day. So there will be posts going out to remind people, but we are closed on Monday.
Eat your barbecued hot dogs, not air fryer like a bitch.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have Chinese on Monday, but then I'm gonna have to go to Rice Garden because
No,
New Hong Kong is closed on Monday.
it's American holiday. You eat American foods.
Fine, I'll go buy some fucking burgers and hot dogs, okay?
Goddamn right.
Got a whole box of fireworks left over from the 4th of July, so I guess we'll go through those.
There you go.
Remo will love it. America! Fuck yeah!
Tor just pieced right the fuck out. He had enough.
I always gotta say, wait, I don't think the stream ended.
Nope, ticker's still going.